And welcome back to the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily. We are now just about ready for kickoff here from Tiger Stadium at Cocoa High School. The Tigers, the Mustangs, opening off the season. This is a weather delay that lasted us for about an hour and 30 minutes. Lightning in the area. However, we still have rain but no lightning, so that means football. All the players getting ready, getting warmed up. Kickoff will be in just about 2 minutes here from Dick Blake Stadium at Cocoa High School. Once again, Orville Susong, Zach Clark, Zane Garcia here. This is the 2026 opener from Cocoa High School, Tiger Stadium. There was a lot of excitement, a lot of juice. You felt it on the field before that weather delay happened. It'll be interesting to see how these teams come out. I believe they're going to both come out and probably run the ball just because of the weather conditions. It'll be pretty interesting to see who can throw the ball and complete some passes while it's a wet ball, obviously. So I guess we'll see. Orville, I'm excited that we finally have our first Friday Night Lights and we're kicking it off.
Yeah, the Merritt Island Mustangs show up here at Cocoa Stadium, and they're ready to go. Dick Blake Stadium, excuse me. And the rain has come and gone, and now it's back again. But good for us and good for everybody here. The Lightning has cleared out the area. The Rockledge game in Rockledge with the Rockledge Raiders and the VR Hawks are now just getting underway. So we're basically under the same weather that Rockledge and VR is. So they'll be getting started here in just a few minutes, and we'll be getting started in just a few minutes.
So for Cocoa, back deep to return is going to be Arzale Francis and number 6, that's Anthony Whaley. Of course, Liam Miller, kicker for the Merritt Island Mustangs, will be setting up for the kickoff.
Yeah, we saw Liam Miller doing the kicking last week in the in the preseason classic at Merritt Island. Did a very nice job, and he gave way to a younger kicker later in the ball game to get him some reps. But you won't see that tonight. You'll see everybody, the number 1 guys, are going to play the whole game unless on either side it gets way out of line.
Yeah, absolutely. And last week, one thing that we saw is there was no rushers on the punts and then no gunners either for these kickoffs. So an adjustment nonetheless that these guys are going to be hitting people on these kickoffs. So it's a little bit different than what we saw last week. But nonetheless, we have Friday night lights here at Cocoa High School. We're just glad to finally start the season right now, Orville.
Yeah, we're glad that you stuck with us. Get back on the line here. We're just now cranking up. Like Zane said, we had an hour and 30-minute delay for lightning. No delay for rain, obviously, but Liam Miller for the Merritt Island Mustangs, she's their punter and kicker, and he's getting ready to tee it up. They'll put 12 minutes on the scoreboard, and we'll be ready to open the 2026-2027 FHSA high school football season.
It's going to be a low kick, kind of a squib. It's going to be picked up. That's Whaley. He's going to make it up to about the 23, and then it's a swarm of Mustangs that tackle him. So the Cocoa offense will start at the 23-yard line. They are led by Connecticut transfer. That is Caden Claflin Coy. He was a highly touted quarterback coming out of Connecticut last year. So they have big expectations for him after losing quite a few quarterbacks and players last season and this offseason. They have some big shoes to fill.
Noah Smith making the stop on the first kickoff for the Merritt Island Mustangs.
And the shotgun, that's number 8. That's Joseph Watkins who took the snap. JoJo Watkins played at Rockledge last year, spent some time at quarterback, also spent some time at defensive back. He's definitely a capable runner and handler of that quarterback position. It'll be interesting to see if they mix in Coy at all, or if it's going to be the JoJo Watkins show. I guess we'll see what Cocoa has to offer in this first drive. Second down and about 8. Watkins takes the snap. He's stepping out. It looks like he's going to go deep right away. And the pass
We're going to have a flag there, I'm sure. Yes, we are.
Yeah, pass was a little bit underthrown, and when it's underthrown, it's very, very difficult for a defensive back to turn his head and get it covered without holding. So that was intended for number 5, Tank White. And it looks like we're going to have a hold. I believe that's William Boulay out there, number 1 for the Mustangs, who's going to be called on that pass interference.
That's the first penalty of the ball game. It'll belong to the Merritt Island Mustangs. And they're going to walk the ball up to the 40-yard line. So you're looking at first down and 10, ball at the 40-yard line for the Cocoa Tigers.
And now steps in Caden Claflin-Coy. Running back Javion Scott in the backfield with him. Quick pass. A little bit behind him, but good grab right there. That's Jamal Smith. He's going to be tackled for a short gain, about 2 yards, but
Alan Adams, number 20 for the Merritt Island Mustangs, makes a stop, and it'll be second down and 8 for the Cocoa Tigers.
That was one thing that I was a little bit interested to see, Orville, is are these quarterbacks going to air it out, or are we going to be running the ball? And so far it looks like Cocoa's trying to throw it. I'm not really too surprised. They probably are expecting the Mustangs to expect them to run, so trying to switch it up a little bit. There's going to be a pitch. It's Javion Scott. He's got room. Cuts outside, and he's going to have a first down. About a gain of 8, so good run by Javion Scott.
Glenn Harris, the freshman, makes a stop for the Merritt Island Mustangs, but not before the Cocoa running back gets a first down. They'll move the ball up to the 48-yard line of the Merritt Island Mustangs. First time this series that the Cocoa Tigers have been in Merritt Island territory.
Jay Scott was the leading back last year, and he's going to retain that this season. Coy rolls out. It's going to be a throw to the sideline. Tank White, great completion there, and it's going to be about a 15-yard gain and a first down.
Pushed out of bounds by Kamar Fielder of the Merritt Island Mustangs. They'll move it down all the way to the 30-yard line. 30-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Cocoa Tigers. That'll be the third first down of this drive.
It's really hard to get any scouting or any film on a quarterback that comes out of Connecticut, but obviously, as you can see right there, rolling out might be his specialty, and he throws it Tank White on the other side of the field, and it looks like he picked about 3-4 yards out of that reception. But probably just trying to get the quarterback comfortable, you know, in these circumstances with the rain and playing your rival, just getting your sophomore quarterback. I can't emphasize that enough. He's a young quarterback, Caden Claflin-Coy, trying to get him comfortable against a really Mustangs defense that's flying around. They're going to tee off on him a couple times tonight. But if you can get a couple passes, couple completions, you can get him comfortable.
4 down linemen for the Merritt Island Mustangs. Actually 2. The 2 ends are standing up. Be second down and long for the Tigers.
2nd and 7. Coy takes a snap. Slant right to Tank White. It's going to be another completion, and he's going to have enough for the first down. So it looks like number 5, that's Tank White. He's committed to Syracuse right now. It looks like he's the favorite target for Coy at the moment. And I would say out of their wide receivers, he's probably the dangerous guy you got to watch for.
Connor Front handling the slant very well, but it's not before Merritt Island Mustang or the Cocoa Tigers make the catch. And it'll be a first down. That's the 4th first down of this drive for the Tigers.
Tigers move into the Mike Erdman red zone right about the 17-yard line. It's going to be a handoff. Javion Scott makes 1 cut, 2 cut. Able to push forward for about 5. So pretty good run right there given what he had. He didn't have much available, makes a cut, makes another cut, and is able to push forward, get about 5 yards. So with 8 minutes left in this first quarter, a very methodical drive for this Cocoa Tigers team to start the 2026 season.
Ahmad Floyd with the first man there for the Merritt Island Mustangs. but not before they're able to pick up some yardage, be second down. Looking for the end zone right here, Zane.
Absolutely. Another handoff to Jay Scott.
And it keeps it.
It's a keeper. Coy gets outside, and he's able to pick up another first down. Orville, that one had me fooled.
5th first down of this drive for the Cocoa Tigers. Zane, we were talking about this before the game. Whoever got the ball first need to slowly but surely move down the field and make a statement. And that's right now what the Cocoa Tigers are doing. They need to score here, go up on the Merritt Island Mustangs and let Merritt Island chase them.
Absolutely. That was one of my keys to victory is score early if you're Cocoa. And if they can punch it in right here, that'll be a huge momentum boost going forward in this game. Coy, it's going to be a play action. He's got Tank White for a touchdown. That slant hit him right in the numbers, and that's going to be a touchdown for the Tigers. It is Claflin Coy to White for about a 7-yard touchdown, and that is exactly how the Cocoa Tigers would have drawn up that first drive. They go 4 minutes, 50 seconds. They go 77 yards in a touchdown on their first drive of the regular season. That's exactly, what coaches would have wanted, Orville.
Absolutely. We take a look at the State Farm Insurance scoreboard, 6-0, point after in just a second. Rain clearing up just a little bit here at the Cocoa High School, or Dick Blake Stadium in Cocoa High. Here's the snap, a little low, it's going to get loose. And the point after will not be attempted. The ball hits the ground is wet. And at the 7:10 mark here in the first quarter, the Cocoa Tigers up 6-0.
Yeah, I think just with the wet conditions, not really able to get a grasp on that ball, but nevertheless, you put it together a really, really good drive. That was one of my main things for Cocoa to win this game is you have to put together a methodical drive, hold the ball, do not try to do too much on that first drive, and they didn't. Once again, Orville Susan and Zane Garcia of the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily. We'll be back in just a moment.
Create the career of your dreams with a degree from Eastern Florida State College. Earn a bachelor's degree, associate's degree, or college certificate in growing job fields like healthcare, business, and computer technology. On campus or online, you can find inspiration and success. Anything's possible where Titans rise. Eastern Florida State College.
And welcome back to the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily. Orville Susong, Zach Clark, and Zane Garcia here from Dick Blake Stadium, home of the Cocoa Tigers. They just went 4 minutes, 50 seconds and put a touchdown on the board on their first drive. Started from the 23 and just methodically moved down the field. It was a really successful drive. Coach Nate Hooks, probably got a little bit of flack for that game last week against Melbourne. He's trying to show people, hey, I know that there's been a lot of big expectations for Cocoa, especially over the recent success. I can, continue that here at Cocoa. So good drive to start this game. And now back deep for Merritt Island is Kamar Fielder, and they're going to call that one a touchback. So really good kickoff there. That's number 88, Keelan Gonzalez, the senior kicker for the Tigers, who boots it all the way to the end zone, and taking the field now will be the Mustangs offense.
So we saw the first drive for the Cocoa Tigers put up 6 points up on the board. The weather caused the point after to be no good. 5 first downs for the Cocoa Tigers. They moved the ball mostly in the air, which is very surprising to me, but most of them slants across the middle. As long as you can get a step or two on the defender going across, that slant pass is very good, easy protection for the quarterback. He gets rid of it quickly. Now we're going to see the Merritt Island Mustangs on their first series here. It'll be 1st and 10.
It's going to be Kevin Verpale, the USF commit. He'll be taking the snap. Deshaun Thomas in motion. It's going to be a play action right away. He's going down the seam, and he's got Timothy Sederos right away. He's breaking loose, makes the cut outside, 20, 10, and off the rip. They go 70 yards down the field, all the way deep into Tiger territory. And Orville, that was a simple double move. It was an out and up that Sederos ran right through the slot, and it was a perfect pass by Verpail.
Yeah, again, it was very easy. We're going with a slant across the middle. You beat that first linebacker, and you got the whole side on the far side open. That's exactly what happened. 1st and 10 would be the first down for the Mustangs on this drive.
Merritt Island with the no-huddle offense. Coach Tyler Murray likes to go quick, so
excuse me.
The Tigers have to be ready because the Mustangs are trying to catch them on their heels. If they can get
they better hurry up. They're going to get a flag.
Verpail trying to organize everyone. It looks like there's a little bit of confusion about the set. Motioning over is Chappell. It's going to be an option pitch to Chappell. He's got the outside, and he's got the end zone. That is Zaylen Chappell, who made a huge impact last year at Cocoa, and now he transfers over to Merritt Island. And last week, Orville, we saw him go for 180 and a touchdown, and he looks like he's ready for another big game, especially against his former team.
Yeah, he's going to try to make a statement here. He made one last week against a nice 7A school, much bigger, stronger than the Merritt Island Mustangs, and he put up 180 yards at the touchdown, I think. He's trying to prove tonight the reason he left Cocoa was he wanted to be at Merritt Island, but he's going to show the Cocoa Tigers what they missed. And he does a nice job. The first time he touches the ball is for a touchdown.
So that touchdown drive goes 2 plays, 80 yards, and I want to say 30 seconds. It was 7:10 on the clock. We have 6:39 left in this first quarter, so 29 seconds. And a touchdown on the board. This extra point being oh so important. Liam Miller gets it cleanly, and it is good. So the Mustangs now hold a 1-point lead with 7-6. That is a massive extra point, Orville.
Yeah, Liam Miller does his job coming in. Left-footed kicker, puts it through the uprights, and the Merritt Island Mustangs. 1 drive for Cocoa, 6 points, 1 drive for Merritt Island. We're going to take a break right here. You're watching the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily TV.
Brevard County. This summer may be slowing down, but the savings are just heating up at Mike Erdman Toyota during the Toyota National Sales Event. Cool off your payments with a new Corolla, just $199 a month, or drive home in a new Tacoma or Tundra with 0% financing. And don't miss the hottest Toyota SUV lineup, the all-new RAV4, here and in stock. Get to Mike Erdman Toyota today, located off I-95 and State Road 520 in Cocoa. Mike Erdman is Toyota every day.
And welcome back. Just saw Merritt Island go 2 plays, 80 yards in 30 seconds. Talk about an answer. Cocoa had a really good methodical drive that lasted about 5 minutes. Merritt Island comes back in their fashion, goes 2 plays, 80 yards, and puts a touchdown on the board. Oh, so important was that extra point. Liam Miller knocks it through, so a 1-point lead for the Mustangs as they now kick off. It's going to go deep into the back of the end zone for a touchback. So the Tigers will take it out at the 20. And I just want to recap a little bit from what we had. We had a weather delay that lasted an hour and 30 minutes, so we kind of were unsure of how these teams were going to come back onto the field. Weather, rain, there's a lot of juices flowing in this game, a lot of energy. Both teams have come out pretty hot, Orville.
Yeah, you expect that. Nice little drive by the Cocoa Tigers to start it off. Merritt Island Mustangs answering quickly. And this game could come down to whoever has the ball last. Could be a great game here. We were expecting a great game. That's why we wanted to broadcast it. But they're going to have a penalty on the play. They're going to back the Tigers up. While we have a moment, I want to thank a couple of people that are watching. Jerry Odom's watching. Eddie Ellis is watching. Eddie Ellis tells us O'Galley is losing 28-0 on their start. Robert Hiltner wants to know about Bayside. We don't have anything on them yet. Want to thank Martell Stevens, Frank Lucas, and Eric Bernard, Barbara Diesel. A couple people watching. The rain has come back here at Cocoa Stadium or Dick Blake Stadium in Cocoa, so we're going to keep an eye on that. But we want to thank everybody watching the Friday Night Locker Room live on Space Coast Daily TV.
First play of the second drive for the Cocoa Tigers is a little sweep outside. They give it to White. Not really much room to run, so he scampers out of bounds right about the line of scrimmage. And it seems like they're trying to get Tank White featured early, and I think that's a huge piece of this offense. And if you can get him going, you know, big players make big plays. So, and there's another throw outside for White, nothing doing right there. That was number 4. That's Elijah Floyd, who was on the coverage. He was a big transfer over from Rockledge a season ago. He's made a statement and, you know, trying to show why this Merritt Island defense is elite level. And, you know, with the drive that Cocoa had just, you know, 2-3 minutes ago, it was a big drive that the Merritt Island was kind of reeling. So this is an important stop right here if they can get it.
Third down and long now for the Cocoa Tigers. They're going to play off the far hash mark. We got 2 receivers bottom right, 1 receiver on the top.
Claflin Coy takes the snap. He's rolling out, and he's got his guy, but he's going to run for it. He's got plenty of room to run. He's down the sideline, and he gets loose. Coy had plenty of room to run. He takes it out from the 10-yard line all the way up past the 35. So great scamper right there by Coy.
Brandon Pouncey and Elijah Floyd run him down, but not before the Cocoa Tigers pick up big yardage on that play. Quarterback keeper. First down for the Tigers. First down of this drive.
You know, quarterback coaches and head coaches will always tell their quarterback, if you don't have anything, you run or you throw it out of bounds. And Coy did the right thing there. He found room to run on that outside. Takes it up for about 25 yards and a huge first down needed on that 3rd and long.
Merritt Island slow to get to this side. They had it stacked up on the other side. They didn't have as many defenders on this side. Coy was able to read that. Once he started running, he just kept it because the front of field for him was wide open. 1st and 10.
Coy stepping back. It's going to be another pass play. Not much doing. Great coverage there. That's number 40 for Merritt Island. That is Nathan Schaefer. Great defense right there. He was looking for his main man, Tank White, again, but he was smothered, Orville.
White comes across the middle on a slant play again, and then Nathan able to reach in, knock it out of bounds, so he doesn't have or to knock it to the floor, so he doesn't have an opportunity to make the catch. Now it's going to be 2nd down and long for the Cocoa Tigers.
Both teams having a shotgun set, and that's it so far, really. Claflin Coy, quick pass. It is caught, but very low. So no room to run after that. It's Jamal Smith who is able to come up with the pass. That'll make it 3rd down.
Amon Hamilton with the stop, if there was one. He actually caught it and fell to the ground, but Hamilton got on him anyway. It'll be 3rd down. We'll call it 7 for the Cocoa Tigers.
Ticking down now. We're at the 5.5-minute mark in this first quarter. Once again, thank you all for tuning in. 3rd and call it about 7. Claflin Coy rolls out. He loses the ball, is able to retain it, picks it back up, and it is caught by Jamal Smith and fumbled again. So 2 fumbles on the play. Somehow Cocoa gets 5 yards, and now it's, I mean, 4th and analytics would probably say go for it, so they're going to keep the offense on the field.
Yeah, that was a heads-up play right there by the Tigers to at least, number 1, keep the ball, and number 2, not give it to Merritt Island. Merritt Island was all over that. Want to take an opportunity to thank Frank Lucas, Eric Bernard, Keonta Dorsey, Tex Reed, Stephen Chadwick, Gabriel Villarreal, Audrey Martin, Blake Harpold. So we want to appreciate everybody tuning into the Friday Night Locker Room live on Space Coast Daily TV. Zach Clark, Zane Garcia. We're going to take a break right here. You're watching the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily TV.
Don't miss the 41st Annual Space Coast State Fair, October 29th through November 15th at Space Coast Daily Park in Viera. Enjoy 18 days of unlimited fun for the whole family. Admission is just $10 and includes incredible free shows, including Squawk the Bird Show, as seen on America's Got Talent, Michael Jackson Thriller Tribute Show, Family Circus, Hypnotist Show, Pro Wrestling, Karaoke, Angela's Petting Zoo, Haunted House, and 35 amazing rides. Don't miss Brevard's biggest family event, the Space Coast State Fair, October 29th through November 15th in Viera.
Welcome back. It is a 4th and short for Cocoa. They're going to keep the offense on the field. Big decision right here. Big play in this game. But if you look at where they're at on the field, they're at about midfield. They're going to go for it. They feel like they've been able to move the ball well.
Well, the first thing you're going to get is a hard snap. And they got it. Oh, they didn't throw the flag.
They didn't cross the ball.
No, they didn't, but that's what they were after. But Merritt Island got back in time.
Handoff. Scott makes one cut, and he does get it.
Ooh.
It's going to be close.
That's going to be close. We'll see. Yeah, the referee on this side has given it to him. He walked out. Be the second first down for the Cocoa Tigers on this drive. 1st and 10. They're sitting at their own 46-yard line.
Junior running back Javion Scott, he takes the handoff up the middle and is able to get the first down. We're going to have a water break now, which usually comes a little bit later, more like or a little bit earlier, more towards the middle of the quarter. We're at the 4:37 mark of this first quarter, and it's been a great game so far. It's what was expected. Both these teams coming in after a really, really hard-fought battle a season ago, double overtime, 30-24. Cocoa was able to find a way to win that ball game. Merritt Island feels like this is their get-back type of game, and they have a lot to prove themselves this season, especially with the transfers that they've got in, and really just an expectation for them to probably either win the district or be district runners-up. So you look at Cocoa coming in, they have a new district themselves, so they're probably looking to gain some respect as Nate Hooks takes over for this Tigers team. And the first drive looked really, really successful. Orville.
Yeah, they're ready to go down. They'll set the ball at the 42-yard line. While we have an opportunity, I want to thank a couple of our sponsors, Urban Automotive in Cocoa, Craig Technologies, Beef O'Brady's at State Road 524 in Cocoa.
Same play, handoff. Javion Scott busts it outside. He finds a hole. He'll pick up about 7. Really good first down run, and Javion Scott's one of those that he was teetering on the fence of leaving this Cocoa Tigers program, and he was probably headed to O'Galley, but decides to stay, puts the orange and black back on, and he's doing work.
So the Tigers now setting at 2nd down and short. They need about 2 yards for a first down. They're in Merritt Island territory, about the 46-yard line of Merritt Island. 2nd down and short for the Tigers.
Ticking down to about the 3:30 mark now. Coffin Coy steps out, and he's got his guy once again. That's number 7, Jamal Smith. So the pass game has worked really well so far for this Cocoa Tigers offense. And it's a little bit interesting to see them throwing around so much. I mean, I understand the ball condition a little bit wet, so running it, those fumbles can happen. But I was expecting a little bit more ground and pound attack from both sides, but we're seeing both teams put it through the air.
Brandon Ponce makes a stop for the Merritt Island Mustangs, but not before the Cocoa Tigers able to pick up the 3rd first down of this drive again, just like the first drive. The first time they had the ball methodically, slowly down the field, eating up yardage, and number 2, eating up the clock.
Coffin Coy swings it outside. Able to break 1 tackle, 2 tackles, and off to the races. That is number 6, Anthony Whaley, and he's in for a touchdown. Wow, what an effort by Whaley to break 2-3 tackles and then get into the end zone. Orville, you got to give him an A+ for the effort.
No question about that. He broke 4 or 5 tackles here on the near side, and he just runs it in after nobody could catch him.
Yeah, that's not a play that you saw it happening and you're saying, oh, that's going to break for a touchdown, but you got to give it to Whaley. He made that play happen.
43 yards I got.
Yeah. Successful swing pass there from Claflin Coy to Whaley. So Claflin Coy tacks now his second pass and touchdown of this first quarter as we are at the 3:08 mark, extra point attempt pending. It is blocked. So ball is dead once it's blocked, but once again, that is a massive turn of events. As the first one was fumbled, this one they did get the hold, but it's blocked. So just a 5-point lead now. That those little points like that, missing out on 2 extra point opportunities, could come back to bite them later in the game, Orville.
Yeah, we talked about running the ball before the game. Cocoa Tigers have had 2 pass plays to put it in the end zone. Merritt Island Mustangs, the first play of the game, long 70-yard pass and then a short run-in. So they're not afraid to throw the ball in this inclement weather.
No, not at all. And I think it's a testament to the coaches really trusting their quarterbacks. You got 2 quarterbacks that are gunslingers. I mean, Claflin Coy was highly touted out of Connecticut as a freshman last year, and he comes in and he's been able to throw the ball accurately and throw it well. And then you got Kevin Verpale, who's committed to USF right now, and he's able to throw it around the yard as well. So quarterbacks showing off their arms and showing off their accuracy so far. I guess we'll see how the rest of this game goes, but a 12-7 first quarter with 3:08 left.
So they're setting it up now. The Cocoa Tigers will kick off again. 2 men back at the goal line for the Merritt Island Mustangs. You take a look at the State Farm Insurance scoreboard. 3:08 to go in the first.
This one is going to be returned. And getting kind of loose right there. That was number 3. That's Keith Hamilton. He was able to find some room and get up past the 30, up to the 32. So I would say pretty good starting field position on the second drive for the Mustangs.
Honorius Reed with the stop. 6 foot, 8th grader. So
wow.
And he's out there starting on varsity for the Cocoa Tigers. 1st and 10 for the Merritt Island Mustangs. The ball sitting at their own 33-yard line.
You got a stack set on both sides for Merritt Island. Usually indicates a slip, and there it is, Elijah Mitchell. And he's going to pick up about 14 in a first down. Mitchell, big transfer from Rockledge. I'm just waiting for him to have a breakout moment. Last year, he was a playmaker waiting to happen. Every time he touched the ball for Rockledge, it seemed like he was doing something special with the ball in his hands. So last week we saw him make a big play, but it was called back due to a penalty. It looks like they're going to try to feature him early.
Glover on the stop for the Tigers. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs.
Verpale.
Slant from the other side. There it is. Wide open at the 50.
Yeah, nice little hitch right there. That's number 13, Drew Sarver. And that's how you bait a defense right there. You got Elijah Mitchell in the slot. He's going to go deep, and you got 2 men that are going to follow him out there because they think it's going long, and you got Sarver out there on the hitch, and he's wide open.
Kyrie Brooks stayed home, and he was the one that made the tackle for the Tigers. It's going to be 2nd down and short. We'll call it 2, and it'll be 2nd and 2 for the Merritt Island Mustangs.
Reversing side is Chappell. It's going to be a handoff. Chappell right up the middle. It's going to be a first down, about 3.5. He picked up the yardage needed to move the chains. And
second first down for the Mustangs of this drive. We take a look at the State Farm Insurance scoreboard, sponsored by Eric Ponce, Brian West, and Alan Wester. 1:30 to go here in the first quarter. The Tigers up 12-7. Merritt Island driving only their second series of the ball game.
It seems like both teams have been able to move the ball quite well. Which defense can force a turnover is going to be the question. Chappell, he gets one guy to miss and picks up about 7. So a good first down run there once again as we tick down under a minute left in this first period. And it seems as if both of these offenses have really had their way, whether it's running or throwing the ball. And moving now into Tiger territory about the 35-yard line is Merritt Island.
They give Chappell 7 yards on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 3. Actually, 2nd down and 4.
Verpale
keeps it, throws.
He's
wide open.
Yeah, he's got his guy Thomas wide open.
Flag on the play, and that's going to be I think that's going to be on the Tigers, number 4.
I was thinking it was going to be an offensive hold that they're going to call on Eli Mitchell.
Number 5.
Yeah, I believe so. I could be wrong, but
they were fighting over it. Anyway, it was away from the ball, so we'll see what they're going to call here. It was 2nd down and 4 for the Merritt Island Mustangs. They're talking to the Cocoa Tigers, and they're going to walk it off. It's going to be against Merritt Island. They're not sure what it is.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be a hold on Merritt Island, and they're going to repeat 2nd down. So go ahead and move the ball back 10 yards. That should make it 2nd and 14. But we're still waiting from the call.
We're going to have illegal shift.
Actually, yeah, they're saying illegal shift. That isn't the call that I was expecting.
So the good thing for the Mustangs, it's only a 5-yard penalty instead of a 10-yard penalty.
Yeah.
So they'll back it up close to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd down and a long 9 for the Merritt Island Mustangs with 26 seconds left to go here in the first quarter.
One-on-one at the bottom of your screen with Eli Mitchell. And they're going to stack that right side of the field. I believe they're going Eli Mitchell, or they're going to give it to Chappell on a screen. And he'll pick up about 3.5, 4.
Good defense by the Cocoa Tigers. That's not going to be enough for a first down. They'll get closer to the marker. It's going to be 3rd down, and we'll call it 6, and that's the end of the first quarter. As you take a look at the State Farm Insurance scoreboard, Cocoa Tigers 12, the Merritt Island Mustangs 7.
Yeah, great first quarter between both these sides, and I think that this one's going to be who gets the ball last is going to win this one. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Three Amigas nonprofit for their generous donation of knee pads and footballs, as well as becoming a partner in education with a donation to the school. We can't thank our community partners enough.
I've never seen a PA announcer do play-by-play. You know?
Well, make it 3rd down for the Mustangs, and if Cocoa gets a stop right here, this would be massive. I think both sides are trying to get a stop and really seize momentum, because you want to get this Cocoa Tiger crowd into it, which it looks like this side is pretty much filled. Everyone has a seat, but a lot of people walking around as well. So huge crowd here for Cocoa, and I believe they really are ready to get into this game, as well as the Merritt Island side is. However, neither defense has really made a huge stop. So 3rd and 5, big time play right here for Verpale and the Mustangs offense.
And they'll put 12 minutes on the clock to start the second quarter. The score 12-7. Favor of the Cocoa Tigers. Merritt Island with the ball, looking at 3rd and about 5 yards?
Yeah,
maybe?
about 3rd and 5.
From the shotgun.
Verpale. He has Chappell.
Need a face mask right there.
It would have been about a 2-yard gain, but I think they're going to have a horse collar.
That's going to Javian Scott coming over for the Tigers, and they're going to get him. We'll see what it's for. Looked to me like a face mask, but it could be a horse collar. We'll wait and see. Oh, they're going to wave it off. Ooh.
Yeah, they pick up the flag. That is a massive call right there. So make it 4th down and call it 3.
That's going to make it 4th down here.
Offense will stay on the field. And we saw Cocoa convert on a 4th down just a drive ago. Can Merritt Island do the same here? Referees are stopping play momentarily. Cocoa side getting ramped up and loud. And, you know, I'm waiting for Verpale. I mean, I don't know if this is the down to do it, but I'm waiting for him to take a shot at Eli Mitchell on that far side of the field. He's got Francis lined up on him, but you got a one-on-one.
You got to get 3 yards right here and then go deep. You got to manage the ball right here. Just starting the second quarter, they're down. They want to make this 4 yards.
And if they hit him on a slant, it could be dangerous. There's the pitch outside. And
they're going to get him.
It's going nowhere. Cocoa.
Great read by the defense for the Cocoa Tigers. They're going to stop the Merritt Island Mustangs 4th and 3, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Yeah, huge stop right there by Cocoa. And I kind of feel like that wasn't the best play call at that spot. If you were more towards the middle of the field, but the ball was lined up on the inside hashes, so you really didn't have much room between you and the boundary. Didn't give Chapel much room to run on that outside, and the Tigers, they were all over it.
So the Cocoa Tigers will take over the ball on downs. They've had 2 sessions in the first quarter. 7-yard pass for a touchdown, point after, no good. The second time they had the ball, Anthony Whaley with a pass 43 yards into the end zone, point after, no good. 12-7 in favor of the Cocoa Tigers.
Dangerous pass right there. Claflin Coy stepped back, and that was number 21. That's Jonas Walters, who was on the coverage. He nearly got 2 hands on that ball to pick it off, so that'll make it 2nd and 10. Ball does fall down to the field, and they'll do it again.
11:06 to go here in the second quarter. 12-7 in favor of the Cocoa Tigers. They have the ball looking at 2nd down and long.
Claflin Coy looking to the sideline, getting the right call. He's got Scott once again in the backfield with him. And that's going to be a false start, I believe, on Cocoa. It is, so back him up 5 yards.
Well, they're going to back it up. So they'll move it back.
Yeah, make it 2nd and 15 now. A little bit of movement on that offensive line, and if you're Cocoa, you want to stay ahead of the chain, so playing behind is not exactly where you want. Smith in motion. Coy steps up. He's got room to run again, and he's thrown out of bounds.
Good defense by Jonas Walters there, the Merritt Island Mustangs. Picks up a few yards on the play, but it's still going to be long for 1st down. I believe it should be 3rd down and long.
Yeah, he got 3rd and 11, so pickup of about 4. It looked like Coy did have some room to run there, but good pursuit right there by Walters, able to sling him out of bounds before Coy was able to get loose. So huge 3rd down right here. Merritt Island needs a stop. Cocoa's offense has been humming so far on 3rd down.
Same play as last time. They're going to throw it differently.
There it is, Tank White.
It's going to be short of the 1st down. They'll take it all the way to the 45-yard line, but they're going to be about 2 yards short.
Good anticipation right there by Coy. He saw the pressure coming, and he threw it to White right as he turned around out of his break. So really good connection right there. That's going to make it 4th and short, and you best believe that Coach Hooks is going to keep that offense on the field, but not before they take a timeout. With 10:27 left in this first half, it is Cocoa 12, Merritt Island 7.
I don't know if you don't punt it here, Zane. I'm sorry. I don't know if you have to punt. I think if it's me, you got to punt it. They're on their side of the 50-yard line, the Merritt Island Mustangs. If you give them the ball right there, I think you're going to be in a lot of trouble. You got a long side on the north side of the 50-yard line. I kick it away and make them go 80 yards instead of 40.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one. Keelan Gonzalez got a strong leg back there for Coco. You pin them, even if you pin them at their own 25-yard line, say you only get about a 30-yard punt out of it, you're talking a field position game. That's a long field for Merritt Island to have to go. So I wouldn't be opposed to that either, but it looks like Coach Hooks is going to keep that offense on the field. It is going to be Coy and Javion Scott in the backfield for Coco.
So here we go. Well, first off, you're looking for a hard snap. Watch the quarterback.
It is Jamal Smith in motion again. It's going to be a handoff. Scott, he's able to break a tackle, and he slips across two defenders, and he picks up the first down.
Kamar Fielder knocking him out of bounds, but not before the Coco Tigers pick up that first down. Nice call, Coach Zane. And it's going to be Tiger ball inside the 50-yard line of the Merritt Island Mustangs.
Orville, I got to say, when Scott took that handoff, I was not too sure about the play call decision, but, Scott's one of those guys. He's got plenty of D1 offers to go around. He showed it right there why he does, able to make three guys miss and pick up a big first down.
Jay Jones, Sharon Battle, Stephanie Tate, Shavarius Thompson, Brock Kerr all watching. Thank you.
It's going to be a jet sweep. Jamal Smith, and he's going to pick up about maybe a yard right there. The bunch formation kind of gave it away of what it was going to be. Smith has been in motion on the past couple of plays, so it looked like Mustangs were ready for that one. But, I think Coco is trying to get multiple guys touching the ball, and it's not a bad idea because you can't go to Tank White 25 times a game.
Torrey Love, the big guy in the middle, stops the play. It'll be second down and a long 8, short 9.
Boy, rolls out. It's a high pass. Smith able to bring it in, and that'll set up third and 1. So
Elijah Floyd, William Boulette, both there for the stop for the Mustangs, but not before they move the ball, and now they're close to a first down.
I got to say, Coy has been able to throw pretty accurate this game, but I got to give it to these wide receivers. It's been all hands. There hasn't been body catches too much. Tank White, Jamal Smith, really just excellent receiving so far in this game for Coco. Smith in motion. It's going to be a handoff right up the middle. Scott, he's going to power through for a first down. So Tigers move the chains once again as we tick down to about the 9-minute mark. They move the ball even further into Mustang territory, about the 36-yard line.
Third first down of this drive for the Tigers. Are looking at 1st and 10. Mustangs come up number 21 that time. Jonas Walters with the stop, but not before the Tigers are able to pick up a first down. 9:10 to go here in the second quarter. 12-7 in favor of the Tigers. Tigers with the ball, 1st and 10.
Yeah, this looks a lot like the methodical drive that they started the game with. And if you just maintain first downs, that you can't really ask for much more. You want to control the ball, control the clock, do not turn the ball over, and Coy's doing a good job of that so far. Swing pass out. Scott, with a burst of speed, is able to pick up an extra 5 or 6 yards after catching the pass. And
Nathan Schaefer forces the ball carrier out of bounds, but not before he'll pick up about 4 yards on a play. It's looked second down and long for the Coco Tigers.
Coco's taking their time, and that's exactly what I believe Coach Hooks would have wanted is, maintain drives. Handoff, Scott. And the ball's on the turf.
Island's got it.
Yep. And that's what we talked about, Orville. Can a team force a turnover? And there's one at a key moment. That was number 90 for the Mustangs. That's Abel Strickland, who was able to fall on that fumble. And really from the start of that play, it did not look like the offense was on the same page. It looked like Coy kind of delayed that handoff to Scott, and he just didn't have much room to run, period. So, using his speed, he tried to break it outside. There wasn't much there, and Strickland able to fall on that after it was stripped. I could not see who stripped it, Orville. There was plenty of Mustangs in the backfield, though.
And this turnover comes at the 8:31 mark here in the second quarter. Merritt Island Mustangs with the ball at their own 40-yard line, 1st and 10.
It was Thomas in motion. Verpale, he's going down the seam. He's got Sederos again. He's breaking it outside. Cuts it back inside. And he's finally slung down, but not all the way until he picks up, I would say that was about 45 on that gain. They started from the 40, got down to the 18, so call it 42 yards. Huge pickup right there, and it's Sederos that is able to get loose in that slot. I don't know if the attention's maybe on Thomas, on Mitchell, on Hamilton a little bit, but it seems like Sederos has been the guy to get open in this game.
More importantly, yards after the catch. That's the most important thing you got right there. Sederos has had two catches, and he's taken one for 70, one for 45.
Chapel right up the middle.
They're not going to
break it to the right side, and he is into the end zone. Zaylen Chapel, that is number 2 for number 2. Touchdown, Merritt Island.
What is that, a
18-yard touchdown by Zaylen Chapel. And while he only has, I would say probably less than 40 yards on the ground, he's got 2 big touchdowns against his former team. So just with that touchdown right there, Merritt Island takes the lead because of the 2 blunders Cocoa had on their extra point attempts. So if this extra point is true, we'll call it 14-12 Merritt Island. And like I said, those little extra point, 1 point here, 1 point there, it does matter.
Liam Miller puts it up from the left foot, and it's good. So we take a look at the State Farm Insurance scoreboard. 14-12 in favor of the Merritt Island Mustangs. So the turnover does it.
Yep.
And the Merritt Island Mustangs make the Cocoa Tigers pay on the turnover, and they'll take it in with a 18-yard run by Chapel, point after by Liam Miller, good, and you have a 14-12 Merritt Island lead.
Based on what we saw last week, Orville, from Chapel, I had a feeling not only him just playing his former team, but he showed something to me last week, especially playing a bigger 7A squad, and was able to, make guys miss in the open field. This one seems like not just a personal game, but his real true breakout game. He's definitely a player on the rise in this county. And, he's still got another year, just a junior. But, man, oh, man, 2 touchdowns for number 2 tonight so far, and we're still in the second quarter.
I want to thank Jock Thorne, Wetland Kathleen Battle, Jim Williams, our old buddy Jim Williams. Couldn't be a bigger Cocoa High School fan than Jim Williams. Hope you're feeling better. Cam Ock, Turnpike Tony. Turnpike Tony's watching, Zach. Gabriel Villarreal. We got a bunch of them. We want to thank everybody for watching the Friday Night Locker Room tonight live on Space Coast Daily TV.
So after the touchdown drive that really was about a minute, there's going to be a little pooch kick.
Oh,
it is caught.
Look out.
So Merritt Island trying to catch Cocoa kind of off their guard right there with a little pooch kick, but Cocoa is able to return it up past the 50-yard line. I believe they're down.
They're at the 48-yard line of the Merritt Island Mustangs. That did not work, if in case anybody wants to know.
No, it did
not.
That
is not what the Merritt Island Mustangs wanted. They wanted it to go off of somebody and Merritt Island get the replay, get the fumble part. But the Tigers pick it up with good hands, take it to the 48-yard line of the Mustangs, and they'll take it over 1st and 10.
Yeah, so that's going to be great field position for Cocoa to start this drive. And you look at the drive they had just a moment ago, they were moving the ball quite well. But that play that Scott fumbled on, there just wasn't anything going for them there. So let's see if they can get back to that pass game that was really successful in the first quarter and to start the second as well. Coy takes the snap. He was trying to go deep with it, but Tank White was in the flat, and he's able to scamper for about 5. So they tried to go deep to Jamal Smith. Merritt Island wasn't biting on that at all.
Amari Hamilton with the stop for the Merritt Island Mustangs. It'll be short gainage on the play. We'll give them 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
That's almost the same exact play that Merritt Island ran earlier in this game, with Mitchell going deep out of the slot and then Sarver running a little hitch. And that's something that both of these squads can run. You have guys that can beat you deep, and then you have guys that can catch the ball in space and make a move. So good play called there on 1st down, pick up 5 yards. A couple of guys in motion. It's a quick slide out. Not much room to run for Javion Scott, and he's going to lose 4.
A ton of Merritt Island Mustangs make the stop. They're going to get it right back to the original line of scrimmage. And it's going to be 3rd down and long. They'll call it a 9.5 before 1st down.
You know, when you look at the guy before you already throw it to him, they call it telegraph, Orville, and he telegraphed that pass right to Scott. And that's why the Mustangs were all over it. So, honestly, not the best play call there, but they're going to have to do some work right here on 3rd and 9. Stepping back, Coy.
Oh.
And
they called it before.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we had a false start or a delay of game. Referees are conversing at the moment. I'm not exactly sure what the play call was, but they're going to do it over again. No penalty. Clock running, so we tick up under the 6-minute mark here in the first half. Once again, thank you all for tuning in to the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily. Orville Susong, Zach Clark, Zane Garcia here from Dick Blake Stadium, home of the Cocoa Tigers. This is the 2026 season opener, 3rd and 9. Coy, play action, and it, is nearly picked off. That was number 23, Brandon Pouncey, who was in the right place at the right time, but we do have a flag on the play. I believe that was
Brandon Pouncey.
call right there was ineligible man downfield.
Receiver downfield.
And the Mustangs decline it. Obviously, it's now 4th and 10. We're going to see our first punt of the game. It's going to be Keelan Gonzalez punting for the Tigers, and that was the first real dangerous throw that Coy has made in this game. He's been pretty conservative with his throws, finding guys in the right spots, but that one I believe was intended for Tank White, but Pouncey was in the right place, and he was about to pounce all over it.
Is that a pun on words?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay.
Maybe. But 5:31, we're going to take a little timeout here. Once again, 14-12 from Tiger Stadium. A really good contest to start our 2026 season. This was a nail-biter last year. Expect it to be the same this season. Once again, thank you all for watching the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily.
I want to thank a couple of our sponsors, Craig Technologies, Beef O'Brady's, State Road 524 in Cocoa, Florida Master Temp, Al's Trophy Shop with their 2 locations, one in Melbourne, one on US 1 just north of the beach line, State Farm Insurance and our 3 State Farm Insurance agents, Brian West, Alan Wester, and Eric Potts. Goodson Paving of Cocoa, Renegade Underground Utilities in Cocoa, our old buddy Steve Lum, Sluggabug Pest Control and Lawn Service in Melbourne, Allstate Insurance, Jennifer DeCandigo, Space Coast Tire, Sean Ferguson Realtor, Century 21, and also RFM Academy of Cocoa in Melbourne.
Wow, Gonzalez gets a hold of it. Not really the best looking punt, but the exact result that he would have wanted. So that one dies down at the 3-yard line. So a long field for Merritt Island to have to go. And Orville, that's kind of what you said last drive, is they had an opportunity to punt on 4th down. They went for it. I mean, we didn't expect the eventual fumble, but field position is a major piece of this game, and Merritt Island not starting with the best field position on this drive.
A little bit of the story getting ready to be told here, Zane. Zach, first 2 series of the Cocoa Tigers in the first quarter ended up with touchdowns. Point after is no good, but 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. Second quarter, the Tigers fumbled the ball, gave it back to Merritt Island. Merritt Island scored with a touchdown. And now the second drive of the second series here in the second quarter for the Tigers, they go 4 and out and punt it back. So they're slowing down a little bit. They're not running the plays that they had in the first quarter. So we'll see how that plays out later in the ball game.
We will. I think they were targeting Tank White a lot. He was able to get separation. I think that's something that they might have to go back to, but you don't want to, overfill that well. So they're trying to get other pieces involved. Jamal Smith is touching the ball. Javion Scott has handled the rock a little bit as well. So they're trying to figure it out a little bit, but Tank White has been your most successful piece if you're Cocoa.
The Merritt Island Mustangs, on the other hand, first drive in the first quarter, touchdown. Second drive, they turned it over. Third drive, 45-yard touchdown pass. So this is their 4th drive. We'll see where they start. And they start deep in their own territory.
Yeah, I formation. That's probably the first time that we've seen Verpail under center in a long time. But
in 2 weeks.
Yeah, in a long time. But it's going to be an illegal shift on Merritt Island. So
Caden Taylor there for the Cocoa Tigers.
They were already at the 3-yard line, so that's going to move the ball halfway to the goal line. So move it to the 1.5. They lined up in the I, put Deshaun Thomas at fullback, and gave it to Chappell. So now they're going to they're going to put him at the 2. So if they weren't deep enough, they're even deeper now, backed up into their own end zone. It's going to be an I formation once again. Verpail under center. Handoff, Chappell breaks it outside, makes 1-man miss, makes 2-man miss. And wow, he gives that Mustang offense some breathing room as he's up right about the 11-yard line. So a good 9-yard run right there. Chappell didn't have much, but I mean, he showed some elusiveness last week, so it doesn't surprise me he's able to make 2-3 guys miss. Does it again. So that'll now make it 2nd and 1 for the Mustangs as we're ticking at the 4:30 mark left in this half. Verpail goes outside and miscommunication with number 5. That's Mitchell. I believe Mitchell was supposed to die down for a screen pass, or it was a chair route. He was expecting him to break outside. He hadn't broken outside, so it goes incomplete.
So to be 3rd down and short. If it's me, I think I have Verpail drop back a foot and then take it himself straight up the middle. This is a big 3rd down for the Merritt Island Mustangs. They need this 1st down to keep this drive alive.
It is an important play right here. You got Thomas and Torrey Love in motion.
Verpail to the left.
Handoff, Chappell outside. He's got a hole. And there he is right up the middle. Makes another man miss. Breaks it outside again. And he's going to pick up and he's finally tackled at about the 33-yard line. So give him about 17 on that run. And that's a big 1st down. And Orville, I thought he was taking it to the end zone for a second there.
Yeah, so did I. But the number 57, Tamir Passmore, one of the first ones there for the Tigers to stop him. But big run that time by Chappell. He's got some nice yardage tonight, as he did last week. That'll be a first down for the Merritt Island Mustangs, first down of this drive.
You know, I don't usually give people too many comparisons, but the way that he cuts back, it's a lot like Bijan Robinson, who was at the University of Texas and now is with the Atlanta Falcons. Has a quick burst, but then able to stop on a dime and cut back.
You hear this guy name dropping, Zach?
This time it's a handoff right up the middle. That's Elaine Adams, a stiff arm, and he's all the way down to the 15-yard line. My, oh my, that's Adams' first carry of the game. And he reverses field on Coco as he goes for about, call it 50, 55, I would say. They were at the 33. They're down to the 10, I believe, now. They're at the 12, so you do the math, 38. Give them 55 on that run for Elaine Adams. That's his first carry of the game, Orville.
Yep, and he did a great job. But here again, the guys in the front making the holes for them. Once they get to the outside, they're on their own. But until they break that line of scrimmage, they need help.
Yeah, offensive line's doing a lot better job than we saw last week, Orville. It's going to be a wildcat. Deshaun Thomas makes one guy miss, two guys miss, and he picks up about 4. Thomas getting a carry as well, so they're getting everybody involved in this game. Thomas is been in the action. They're trying to feature Mitchell a little bit. We saw Lane Adams take that last carry, and of course Zaylin Chappell has scored both of the touchdowns thus far for Merritt Island. And now inside of the Mike Erdman red zone, it's to me, this is Thomas time right here. This is where you want to throw it to your tight end, but you never know. They got many guys who can score a touchdown. And I believe we're going to have a timeout by Merritt Island.
So the Merritt Island Mustangs will take a timeout. They just got a couple new people in there on the offensive line. The big boys, couple big boys in there. And they're look for them to run it right up the middle. Third first down of this drive for the Merritt Island Mustangs. Every other drive, the Mustangs have scored a touchdown. They're up 14-12.
2.5 minutes left in this half. Handoff, Elaine Adams
Right
once
up the
again.
middle.
And there it is. That is another touchdown for the Mustangs. They've scored 3 touchdowns on the ground so far. Elaine Adams takes it right up the middle, 12 yards, touchdown. Orville, it's been the pass game that's gotten them down there, but then we highlighted the run game. The run game has gotten them in the end zone.
Yeah, the Merritt Island Mustangs front four are just pushing the defensive line for the Cocoa Tigers off the ball. And Merritt Island with such speed in the backfield, if those guys can get past the line of scrimmage, you're depending on the defensive backs to come up into the linebacker positions to try to make that stop. And once they're coming up and they cut to the outside, you got to run them down from behind.
Yep. So the extra point was good, but there was a flag on the play. It's going to be a false start on Merritt Island, so move it back 5 yards. Liam Miller says, no problem. I got plenty of leg for that.
Yeah, this kid, let me tell you, as good a football player is, he's twice as better as a baseball player.
Oh, yeah.
Third base for the Merritt Island Mustangs, hits the ball a ton. A very smart athlete is Liam Miller.
I know we saw him last year in their regional semifinal contest with Balin Jesuit. I think he was playing a little bit of catcher that game, but he came up with some huge hits, able to help them get that victory last season. So redo the extra point, and Liam Miller once again smokes it through the uprights. So make it 21-12, excuse me. The Mustangs lead now by 9, and those extra points, you know, oh so important. Cocoa now is down by 2 scores. Even if the second one wouldn't have been blocked, then it would just still be a one-score game. So those two, the first fumble on the extra point attempt and then a blocked extra point, are huge, Orville.
Yeah, but let's rewind 363 days, and you have the Cocoa Tigers at the Merritt Island Mustang Stadium at the O-Dome on Merritt Island. Same kind of ball game, back and forth all night long. Ended up going into overtime. My opinion, the Cocoa Tigers got a couple fancy flags as they were running it into overtime. They end up winning the ball game in overtime. The Merritt Island Mustangs still have that taste in their mouth, especially Murray, the coach. And they're trying to get that taste out of their mouth by defeating the Cocoa Tigers in opening night for the 2026-27 season. And they're going to do everything they can to win this ball game.
They are. So there still is enough time for Cocoa to put together a scoring drive with 2:14 left as Miller kicks it deep. This time it is going to be playable, and it's going to be a good run back there.
Nice return by number 6.
Yeah, that is Anthony Whaley with a good run back right there, putting Cocoa at about the 45, I believe, Orville. So with 2:05 left in the half, you have only 55 yards to go to get into the end zone, so good position to start the drive.
Yeah, and he made 3 guys miss on his way to that tackle being made by the Merritt Island Mustangs. But a great job by as a kickoff returner there for the Cocoa Tigers. I want to thank Ray Thorgood, Jamari Nelson, Parisha Crawford, Pedro Juarez, Eric Bernard. Thanks everybody for watching the Friday Night Locker Room.
You got trips at the top of your screen. Coy steps back. It's going to be, oh my goodness. That is the second time that Brandon Pouncey has been waiting for the ball.
The first thing Murray needs to do Monday is throw 150 balls to Pouncey. That's twice he stepped in front of the ball, not able to hold on. Yeah. But the important thing is he broke up the pass. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Cocoa Tigers.
Yeah, that one was nearly intercepted. And, the momentum has been kind of shifted to that Merritt Island sideline as they've not only taken the lead but now are up by 2 scores. So, a turnover right there would have been enormous. Quick throw out. Tank White has some room to run, but he's tripped up. That's a really good tackle right there by Floyd on the outside, as he did not let White get any more than about 3 yards.
Elijah Floyd saw that coming from the get-go. Immediately, the quarterback for the Tigers looked to the right side. Elijah Floyd started running to the far side and got the ball carrier right after he caught the ball. Nice pass play, but they only picked up 3 yards on a play. It's going to be 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, Merritt Island's going to take a timeout here, and I believe Coach Murray, very optimistic coach. He sees that there's 135. Can we get the offense back on the field? There's an opportunity for more points if they stop them right here. So opportunities come and go in ball games, and if they get a big stop right here, you can really improve the score to whether it's 3 points or a touchdown, increase this lead. And if you guys remember, they did kick off to start this game. Cocoa got the ball first. So Merritt Island will receive to start the second half. That is a huge thing if the Mustangs are able to get a stop here and put more points on the board. So 3rd and 7. Offense goes back out there. Caden Claflin-Coy, he's played a pretty solid game so far. He's had a couple dangerous throws, as we just saw a moment ago. But overall, he's protected the ball well. I'm thinking you throw something near the sticks here. You maybe make it 4th and short and go for it. You don't want to go too deep with it. I'd be looking at Tank White. He's at the bottom of the screen. Coy,
here comes the blitz. He got him.
And he has nowhere to go.
In comes Nathan Schaefer from the linebacker position, and Came around the outside. Nobody blocked him. He sent the Cocoa Tiger quarterback all the way back to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, and absolutely
Great
nowhere
defensive
to go.
call by the Merritt Island Mustangs.
Yeah, all-out blitz. Coy was looking. He couldn't even get to his third option. He looked first, second, and he was tackled. So call it 4th and about 17. That's definitely punting territory. Merritt Island did use their last time out, so they're going to talk right here. They send number 3, that is Keith Hamilton, back to receive the punt. And if Keelan Gonzalez can get a punt like he did, then Merritt Island's going to be backed up. But if Hamilton can get a hold of this and even pick up, 10 to 15 yards, Merritt Island is sitting in a really pretty spot to put up even more points before halftime. It's been Sideros. He's been the main guy receiving so far in the first half for the Mustangs. Mitchell's had a couple opportunities, hasn't been able to really get any big-time plays just yet. He has 1 first down, I believe. But overall, it's been, Sideros with the big-time plays. Even the main target, Thomas, hasn't been able to pick up much.
Eric Bernard been sending me scores all night long for O'Galley. They're down 41-7.
Yeah, they're playing a really tough Carrollwood Day team in Tampa.
And the punt is up.
It's a line drive punt.
Don't do it.
Hamilton touched it. Wasn't a good idea. Picked up by Elijah Mitchell. And he's going to be wrapped up.
All the way back to the 10-yard line. They should have let that baby roll to start with. Cocoa Tigers almost had a gift birthday present right there. They let it bounce around, and the Merritt Island Mustangs man that was back touched it. But luckily for the Mustangs, someone for Merritt Island was able to fall on it. But they'll at least keep the ball. They'll start at the 14-yard line, their own 14-yard line.
Yeah, coach is not going to be too happy with Hamilton right there. As it dribbled up to him, like you said, Orville, you just got to let that one go. I mean, it didn't have a high enough bounce that you were going to be comfortable picking it up and running anyway. So very dangerous play right there, but they're able to still come up with the ball. Heads up play there by Mitchell, able to hop on it and secure that one. But having to go 88 yards in 1:09 to score a touchdown will be Merritt Island field goal range, I would say, for Miller's about the 35-yard line. And it's right up the seam. There's Deshaun Thomas, his main guy, but he's stripped.
Oh, that's a helmet. That's a helmet. Coco got it?
They did. That Deshaun Thomas, as he's coming down, was stripped at the last second. If they have booth review in high school, there would have been a challenge flag thrown to see if his knee was down. It was very, very close, but Thomas stripped at the last second as he was coming down, and momentum, it sways back and forth. And
so the Merritt Island Mustangs give it up with 58 seconds left to go before the half. The Cocoa Tigers in great field position, looking at the Merritt Island 40-yard line.
Yeah, if Cocoa can even just get a field goal out of this right here, they'll feel a lot better going into the locker room at half. Coy in the middle. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my. Number 23, Brandon Pouncey, just put it all over, and they're going to throw a late flag, a couple of them. That's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct, I'm sure.
Yeah, it wasn't a helmet-to-helmet, but he hit him high for sure. Jamal Smith, the intended receiver, the throw was a line drive. It was a little high as well. Wasn't able to get it, and Pouncey laid him out. That's definitely going to be an automatic first down for the Tigers. So we actually have two penalties
against the Mustangs.
So there was a
Declined.
wow. So offsetting penalties.
Yep.
Wow. So there was an ineligible man downfield for Coco, but then also the helmet to helmet. And Coach Nate Hooks is down on the sideline trying to get an answer from the referee as, you know, my guy just got mollywopped. Why aren't we moving down the field?
Mollywop. Did you just make that up?
I've used it a couple of times.
Have
but
you really?
Yeah, not often.
Nobody took you to jail? Mollywopped? Oh, they're still giving signals. They're moving the whole team around. Well, as you can see, the Cocoa Tigers fans are not happy with that.
No.
And rightfully so. That was Pouncey really laid the receiver out. So it's 52 seconds left to go. The Tigers with the ball and offsetting penalties. Quick throw over the middle, has his man still on his feet. Golly, everybody's knocking each other down.
Yeah, that was a
That'll be short of the, let's see,
reception to Anthony Whaley.
short of the first down.
It's going to be a timeout. Coco, I believe that is their last timeout of the half. I could be wrong, but I think that's their third and final timeout of this half with 37 seconds left. They're sitting at about the 36 right now. It's rainy conditions, so I would not be pushing Gonzalez too much. I would probably say the 25-yard line is probably pushing it for him. If you're going to kick a field goal, especially in this rain, Orville, you got to have a clean snap, and then you really have to watch your footing.
Yeah, and a wet field is not the place to do that. Try a 45-yard field goal in this weather. But we want to thank Isaiah Irving, LaQuisha Felix, Simona 6'2", Rick Rivers, Tim Verpale, Hooper Hardaway. Verpale, I wonder if that's related to Kevin Verpale. There's a ton of Verpales on Merritt Island. Freddie Price is watching. Brogan McNabb. Thanks, everybody, for watching Friday Night Locker Room live on Space Coast Daily TV.
Shout out to Brogan McNabb over at UAB now. Coy rolling out. Throw as high as it was intended for Tank White. That's going to be incomplete. Make it 3rd and 6. 32 seconds left. Still plenty of time. But where they're at right now, I would not feel comfortable with Gonzalez lining up for a field goal. You miss it, then you're putting Merritt Island in an opportunity where they can get into field goal range. One play, they've been able to move it down the field fast. So I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Hooks is a little conservative right here. You don't want to turn over the ball, but you want to gain some yards. Never mind, Coy goes deep, and there's nobody even in the area of that one.
That'll be 4th down and long. Tim Verpale's watching. James Brown. Wow, I feel good.
It looked like Coco was looking for a pass interference called right there, but no, it was Elijah Mitchell was step for step with him, with Anthony Whaley. No call there. Great coverage. That makes it 4th down, and yeah, smart decision. They're going to leave the offense on the field. I mean,
Tony Hines is watching. He must be watching from the Rockledge end zone. He sits in that at every home game. The rain's starting to come a little bit more here at Coco.
25 seconds left, 4th and 6.
They're going to send them. Here they come.
Coy steps up over the middle.
Wide open.
And he's got his man.
Stop the clock if you got a timeout, and they do.
That's Riley Munn on the reception, and that moves them down inside the 20 to about the 16-yard line. Clock is going to run, so they got to spike it as they already used all their timeouts.
Jesse Capel Sr., want to say hello to him. He's watching tonight. The Capel family, got to love those guys. They're great.
Whoever's working the clock down there didn't do any justice for that Coco offense. They spiked that ball at 13 seconds, and 3 more seconds ran off the clock. So you got 10 seconds. That's probably 2 plays, and that's 2 shots to the end zone at most. I would say they're comfortably in field goal range right now. It's a difficult field goal regardless because of the rain. So I would expect a 50-50 ball. You got Tank White in the slot. You got Anthony Whaley on the outside. I don't know which guy you'd want to aim for, but White has been the main guy.
We're going
so
to the
watch
near
him.
side here, Zane. Got
Watch.
your big boys on the top. We're going to this side. There
Yep,
they are.
There it is to the end zone. White.
Oh, he dropped it.
My gosh.
Oh, my.
Coy had White wide open in the end zone. It was an out and up, and that was a touchdown that was supposed to happen. If White had dove for that ball, it's a touchdown.
Jonas Walters got beat on that play for the Merritt Island Mustangs. White was wide open in the end zone and just a little outstretched. Got a little alligator arms there, it looked like. But we'll see now what's going to happen. Oh, you look at me when I say alligator arms, but you let him say whatever that long word he was. What'd you say? Muster cup?
I don't remember what I said.
I wouldn't say it again either.
Yeah.
So you keep saying no field goal, Coach.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, 5 seconds left in the half. You don't really have an option here. You got to kick it. I'm expecting it to be blocked.
Or short.
And he got it.
It's wide right. No good.
Wow. He got it off, but it, just as you said, Orville, just right. And that kick would have been massive. 3 points would have been huge to end the half. So Merritt Island is going to head into halftime with a 21-12 lead, and they are going to receive to start the second half. Orville, your thoughts on the first half?
Well, we opened up, both teams opened up with very exciting drives. They both scored. The Cocoa Tigers didn't do a bad job either way. I've got some stats here. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But we're going to take a quick break here. You're watching the Friday Night Locker Room live on Space Coast Daily TV.
Create the career of your dreams with a degree from Eastern Florida State College. Earn a bachelor's degree, associate's degree, or college certificate in growing job fields like healthcare, business, and computer technology. On campus or online, you can find inspiration and success. Anything's possible where Titans rise. Eastern Florida State College.
Don't miss the 41st Annual Space Coast State Fair, October 29th through November 15th at Space Coast Daily Park in Vieira. Enjoy 18 days of unlimited fun for the whole family. Admission is just $10 and includes incredible free shows, including Squawk the Bird Show, as seen on America's Got Talent, Michael Jackson Thriller Tribute Show, Family Circus, Hypnotist Show, Pro Wrestling, Karaoke, Angela's Petting Zoo, Haunted House, and 35 amazing rides. Don't miss Brevard's biggest family event, the Space Coast State Fair, October 29th through November 15th in
Brevard County. The summer may be slowing down, but the savings are just heating up at Mike Erdman Toyota during the Toyota National Sales Event. Cool off your payments with a new Corolla, just $199 a month, or drive home in a new Tacoma or Tundra with 0% financing. And don't miss the hottest Toyota SUV lineup, the all-new RAV4, here and in stock. Get to Mike Erdman Toyota today, located off I-95 and State Road 520 in Cocoa. Mike Erdman is Toyota every day.
And welcome back to the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily. Halftime here from Tiger Stadium. Merritt Island 21, Cocoa 12. As we are taking a short little break, want to say thank you to everyone tuned in to the Friday Night Locker Room. It is Orville Susong, Zach Clark, Zane Garcia, and we'll be back at the start of the third quarter. And welcome back to the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily. Orville Susan, Zach Clark, Zane Garcia, of course, here from Dick Blake Tiger Stadium, home of the Cocoa Tigers. First half was a magical one. Both sides able to put up points, and it was really what you would have expected. It's been a little bit rainy. The rain has stopped at times. Merritt Island has been able to capitalize, and 21-12 as it stands here. The first extra point attempt on the Cocoa Tigers' first touchdown, it was muffed. Wet conditions, not able to retain the snap. So that one blundered. And then the next one was just simply blocked. Just not able to get enough lift on it. So that's where we stand at 21-12. Merritt Island, big plays, but really rushing touchdowns have been their answer. So it'll be interesting to see how the second half plays out. Orville, have you seen anything that you would say Cocoa could capitalize on that Merritt Island's not really doing well?
Well, I think what Merritt Island needs to do, they need to put more pressure on the Cocoa quarterback. He's not had to get happy feet. He's had plenty of time to throw the ball. And he's also had plenty of time to make the decision to not throw the ball and run it. He's had some big runs tonight coming to the outside, nothing up the middle, but coming to the outside. It shows his speed. And he's a very good quarterback when he's on the run. For the Cocoa Tigers and for the Merritt Island Mustangs both, yards after the reception have been big. Sedarius, from the first play of the game, caught a pass, went 70 yards. Didn't score a touchdown, but he was able to get the ball inside the 10-yard line, and the Merritt Island Mustangs' second play, within 30 seconds of the ball game, Merritt Island Mustangs had scored. So that's a big one there, but take nothing away from the Cocoa Tigers. They've done a nice job tonight. One of the things that they've had problems with is the point after touchdown. They've missed both of them, like you said. They had an opportunity. First one was muffed. The second one, Merritt Island just got up in there and blocked. But the first two times the Cocoa Tigers had the ball, they scored touchdowns. In the second quarter, they had a fumble. They kicked the ball, punted the ball, 4th and out, and then they tried a field goal. Was no good. First quarter, the Cocoa Tigers, very good. Second quarter, they struggled. They had a fumble that was lost to Merritt Island. They went and punted the ball back to Merritt Island. Then they attempted a field goal late in the quarter, and it was no good. But the Merritt Island Mustangs, again, they came out, like I said, first play, 70 yards to Sedarius, and then Chappell showing his speed, getting to the outside, a 5-yard touchdown run. And then the second, they ran into the second half, turnovers on downs for the Merritt Island Mustangs. So you're thinking, well, they're slowing down already. But their third attempt with the ball in the first quarter, or second quarter, 40-yard pass to Sedarius. He sets up another run by Chappell for a touchdown, 18-yard run by Chappell after another big play by Sedarius. You know, you're looking for a Friday night locker room play of the game. Do you give it to the pitcher that won the ball game, or you give it to the setup man who gave the closer the ball game? You know what I mean?
Yep.
So those two right there, they're holding the hands going down the field. Sedarius is setting up Chappell, and Chappell's getting all the points.
Right.
And then Elaine Adams, he had a 12-yard touchdown run. But before that, I think he's one of the ones that had a great run. They gave him the ball again to congratulate him for the big run. And then Merritt Island Mustangs fumbled the ball, which led to an attempted field goal, which Cocoa was not able to get any points on. So as we take a look at the State Farm Insurance scoreboard to start the third quarter, it's the Merritt Island Mustangs 21, the Cocoa Tigers 12.
Yeah, that missed field goal by Cocoa at the end of the half was so huge because Merritt Island gets the ball. So you go from it being potentially a 6-point game based on those missed extra points from Cocoa to now you have a 2-score game, a 9-point game with Merritt Island getting the ball to start this second half. And really, Merritt Island, they haven't had much trouble, I would say, moving the ball. Chapel's been successful. Some of the other guys, Elijah Mitchell, Sederos has contributed, Elaine Adams. So I guess we'll see in the second half what team is able to make those big plays. The turnovers have switched momentum here and there, but no big momentum claimed so far. And receiving, that's Kamar Fielder. Finds a hole, and there he goes. And he was 2 steps away from being gone. But a good return. Fielder is going to take them up to about the 41, I want to say. But that's the way you want to start your second half if you're the Mustangs is let's get a good kickoff return and get good field position going for Verpail and company.
Ryland Munn makes a stop for the Cocoa Tigers, but not before the punt returner or the kickoff returner takes it all the way out to their own 42-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Merritt Island Mustangs to start half number 2.
Verpail in the gun. He takes the snap. It's going to be a quick pass over to Sederos again. Not much room to run right there. He's going to pick up about 2. But overall, it seemed like Coco was all over that one. Just not really many gaps and wiggle room for Sederos. He did what he could with it, but
Passmore gets a stop for the Cocoa Tigers. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8 for the Mustangs.
Verpail, handoff to Chapel. Chapel
slips on the play. It looked like he'll pick up maybe a half a yard on the play.
He did slip right there. He was about to make a cut and just couldn't get any grip. Field's wet. It's been raining all night long, so
3rd and 7 for the Merritt Island Mustangs. Look for a slant across the middle. Oh.
Got him.
Yep.
And it wasn't even the guy that really jumped. That was number 30, Quadjay Burns, who stepped over. I don't think he realized he stepped over, but he did.
So that give him 5 yards. Had to help him. It's going to be 3rd down and short now. About a yard for a 1st down. They take it inside the 49-yard line of the Cocoa Tigers. So the Merritt Island Mustangs in Tiger territory for the first time here in the second half.
Yeah, 3rd and short now. I think it's not a pass anymore. I believe they're going to give it off to Chapel. With the way that they're lined up,
they're going to change it.
I would pitch it. I'd pitch it outside.
They've done that play 3 times, and the pitch has been very successful.
It's going to be a handoff. Chapel finds a hole, and he's going to have a 1st down. Easy pickup right there. Gain of 6, and that'll move the chains.
He'll take it up to the 44-yard line of the Cocoa Tigers. That's the first down of this drive for the Merritt Island Mustangs.
You know, we saw a very methodical drive from Cocoa when they had the ball first to start this game. Starting the second half, it kind of feels like Merritt Island's doing the same thing. They've run off 2 minutes now to start this 3rd quarter, and they're not in any hurry, which they usually have an up-tempo, no-huddle type of offense that Coach Murray likes to run, but they're taking their time. Verpail. It's going to be a play action.
Wide
open is Elijah Mitchell. He's got room to run. He's down to the 15, 10, and he's dragged down. If the throw was on target, that was a touchdown. Mitchell had to turn around and go back to it. It was a little bit behind him.
Joseph Watkins with the stop for the Tigers. My, oh my, where was the defense on the near side of the football field? There was nobody out there.
Well, Verpail had a little pump like he was going to his slot guy, and Mitchell was wide open. So a great play call right there as Verpail finds Mitchell for a gain of 25, and now they're down inside the 10.
It's going to be 1st and goal. Number 17, Verpail behind the center.
Like I said, the throw's on target. Mitchell's pretty much walking into the end zone, but he had to turn around and go back to it. Handoff. Chapel.
That's going to be Chapel off to the left side.
Inside the 5-yard line.
In there on that tackle for Coco is going to be number 3.
Short gain there. Give him 2.
McCule Glover makes a stop for the Cocoa Tigers, but inside the 5-yard line or Kevin Verpale and his Merritt Island Mustangs. Second down and goal.
From the 5. Verpale looks to the sideline. It's going to be another handoff. Chappell slips.
Ooh, down to the 1.
Yep. He's going to be
third and goal for the Mustangs.
Yeah, he's going to be down right about the 1.5 line. And really, if he doesn't slip again, Orville, he's into the end zone.
Yep.
So, huge play right here. Can
Chappell with 2 touchdowns for the Merritt Island Mustangs, looking for the trip. Merritt Island will come to the line of scrimmage looking at third down and goal.
Can the Tigers get a huge stop here?
Keep
it's
it.
Deshaun Thomas.
Took the snap, didn't he?
He did, and he's in. Wildcat Deshaun Thomas is able to barrel his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Merritt Island.
Thomas come in and played quarterback.
You snap it to your guy. Thomas is probably 6'3", 235. You just get him downhill, and that's exactly what they did there. No brainer. Deshaun Thomas takes the Wildcat snap, gets in there for a touchdown. 4-minute drive right on the dot for Merritt Island. Very methodical to start this third quarter, and extra point pending. It's up and good. Miller knocks it through, so make it 28-12. Now here in the third quarter, Merritt Island has jumped out, and that will still be technically a 2-score. Well, it'd be a 2-touchdown, but 2-score lead for Merritt Island. Cocoa is going to have a really successful drive, and I'm not saying that they have to score right away, but with the way that Merritt Island's moving the ball, you can't take 7-8 minute drives. You got to score.
No, sooner or later. It's just like the first part of the ball game. They came out and Merritt Island came out and scored in 2 plays. Took, I think you said, 30 seconds. So that's an important thing right there. A lot of these running backs can run from 1 yard line to the other yard line, goal line to goal line, and it doesn't take them long to get there. So Cocoa Tigers are not out of this by any stretch of the imagination, but they have to play a little bit better football. They're letting the Merritt Island Mustangs do will of their own on offense, and that slows them down on defense. So Nate Hook's the head coach, first year, I might add, as the head coach of the Cocoa Tigers. He's got his work cut out for him here in the third quarter, and he's got 8 minutes left here in the third quarter.
Miller kicks it deep. It's going to be Whaley who's going to take it in the end zone for a touchback. So Caden Claflin-Coy will come back out. Offense will take it over at the 20-yard line. And, this offense had some moments, especially in that first quarter, where it looked like they were moving the ball with ease. They're going to have to find that same ingredient that they had in the first quarter here in the third, and especially feature Tank White, who is really able to do most of their damage in that first half. So don't be surprised if they feature number 5 here quite a bit in this third quarter. And they're probably going to be putting it in the air, especially down 16.
Yeah, things might change a little bit for them for that reason. But, you can't – Tigers with the ball, throwing it on the outside. Good, it's caught, run out of bounds. Pick up of 7 yards on the play. It'll be second down and 3. I'm sorry. What I was going to say was, to me, the kickers don't get enough. If Liam Miller can kick the ball into the end zone on the kickoffs, there's no return.
Right.
That you never can say, well, he saved them 10 yards. He could have saved them 90 yards.
Right.
So you never know how important it is, especially at the high school level, to kick the ball into the end zone where they can't run it out.
Coy threw it accurately over the middle. It looked like it was Jamal Smith the intended receiver. He got hit as he was trying to catch that one, unable to bring it in. Jaden Mall a second ago had that catch and was able to take it for about 7 yards. I think that's his first reception of the game. But 3rd and 4, big down right here. And I mean huge down. Merritt Island's offense has not slowed down at all. Those Mustangs are churning. They're running.
Kevion Osborne with the stop for the Merritt Island Mustangs that time. 3rd down and 4.
If Coco doesn't pick this up, you got to go for it. Coy, slant,
He's
caught.
got it.
That's going to be a first down by Jaden Mall. Good catch.
They're not getting up. They're fighting over the ball.
Yeah, first down there by Mall. So offense will keep moving it. And, I mean, that was an enormous first down there. The momentum is definitely on Merritt Island's side right now. You just know if it gets into Verpale's hands right now, it doesn't seem like Coco has an answer for the offense that Coach Murray has been able to game plan so far. But with 6.5 minutes left in this 3rd quarter, Coco's got to move it. That's a little screen pass to Smith. He was out in the flat. That's going to give you about a yard.
Jonas Walters with the stop for the Merritt Island Mustangs. They're going to give him 2 yards on the play. And it's going to be 2nd down and long.
You know, the Mustangs, they've got speed from sideline to sideline. So as we're going to have a water break right now, we'll take a quick timeout and be back in just a moment.
You're watching the Friday Night Locker Room live on Space Coast Daily TV.
Don't miss the 41st Annual Space Coast State Fair, October 29th through November 15th at Space Coast Daily Park in Vieira. Enjoy 18 days of unlimited fun for the whole family. Admission is just $10 and includes incredible free shows, including Squawk the Bird Show, as seen on America's Got Talent, Michael Jackson Thriller Tribute Show, Family Circus, Hypnotist Show, Pro Wrestling, Karaoke, Angela's Petting Zoo, Haunted House, and 35 amazing rides. Don't miss Brevard's biggest family event, the Space Coast State Fair, October 29th through November 15th in
And welcome back to the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily. Orville Susan, Zach Clark, Zane Garcia here at Dick Blake Stadium. We have a 28-12 ball game. 2nd down and 9 for Coco as we just had a water break. You know, Coco's offense, especially since the 1st quarter, has kind of sputtered, and they haven't thrown anything vertical, Orville. It's been a lot of horizontal sideline-to-sideline things. They got to throw it downfield. There's too much speed on that Mustangs defense. They're not going to be able to do all those swing passes and pick up huge gains.
Here they come.
Coy, there's a deep pass. It's White.
Oh, we're going to have a flag there. No flag. No flag.
Yeah, I think that was a hand battle between both of them. Coach Hooks runs down that sideline, doesn't like that call, but both guys fighting for that one. Intended receiver right there was Tank White. And that's something that has been a little bit absent from this offense. They got to go back to that. Coy's got an arm. He can throw it vertically. White's been the guy, but they got to go downfield with it. All the sideline-to-sideline stuff is not going to give you a big game. It did earlier. Whaley was able to take one for 45 yards, but I just don't see that as the answer for the Coco offense.
Well, the answer before was yards after the catch.
Right.
Now the Merritt Island Mustang defensive backs and center fielders are playing up close enough where they catch the ball. They're immediately tackled. They don't have the yards after the catch that they had in the first couple of drives.
Coy.
He's going to be caught from behind. Fumble. No, they put it down.
Yeah, they're going to say he was down.
Big man number 55. That's Khalil Hobbs. Hobbs makes a stop. We got a Coco Tiger down on the field. Hopefully it's just a cramp. Take a look at the State Farm Insurance scoreboard. 5:46 to go here in the 3rd. The Coco Tigers down to the Merritt Island Mustangs, 28-12.
Yeah, it looks like that's the quarterback, Claflin Coy, who's down. I do believe it is just a cramp. You got to remember, this is a Connecticut boy down here in Florida now.
It's
so
hot.
He's probably not as used to the humidity and the heat that we have down here. Even with a kind of a windy, rainy night, it's still humid. So, yeah, we're going to take a little break as it'll make it 4th down, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Create the career of your dreams with a degree from Eastern Florida State College. Earn a bachelor's degree, associate's degree, or college certificate in growing job fields like healthcare, business, and computer technology. On campus or online, you can find inspiration and success. Anything's possible where Titans rise. Eastern Florida State College.
He's unhappy. You guys need to protect me more. I come all the way from Connecticut. Alvin Blackman.
And we're back here. 3rd quarter action between Merritt Island and Cocoa. We're ticking down. We're at the 5:30 mark here in the 3rd quarter. It is 4th and 8, forcing the Tigers to punt. Merritt Island will put 2 men deep. I believe that's Keith Hamilton, and that is Kamar Fielder. Punt goes straight up. It's going to go and take a Merritt Island bounce as it bounces towards the Cocoa end zone. So put it at the 41, I want to say.
So the Tigers will go 4th and out here. That's their first drive of the 3rd quarter. 5:18 to go. They had 2 first downs that time, and now they go 4th down and punt. So the Merritt Island Mustangs with the ball going the other way, 1st and 10.
Yeah, put it at the 38-yard line for the Merritt Island Mustangs offense to start this drive. And we saw on that last one, it really was a methodical drive. They were able to get a couple yards here and there. A penalty was able to give them a shorter 3rd down, and then they had a big play to Mitchell. Here they go. It's Mitchell again. He's down the sideline. He's got a little bit of room to run.
Oh, man. Mitchell just knocked Joseph Watkins on his butt as Watkins was waiting on him. We got a big man down at the 30-yard line. So that will stop play for just a second. Just a cramp. He's out stretching. So it'll be a pickup of 8 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 2 for the Merritt Island Mustangs. The ball sitting at their own 46-yard line.
Yeah, I think that's Tamir Passmore. And, I mean, Orville, that's something that we talked about. We talked about depth. You know, Cocoa doesn't have a big team compared to Merritt Island. Merritt Island can sub guys in and out, and they're able to rotate these guys and give them a break. Cocoa doesn't really have that luxury. I mean, they've got some guys that are able to give others, you know, a play or two off, but not much of a rest for the Cocoa Tigers, especially up front. So Passmore is able to get off the field and on his own. And
you know, them big guys like that, they take a beating.
Yeah.
They really do. And them big old legs that they have, you know, they start cramping up, and that's really painful.
Yeah, it is.
So 5:11 to go here in the 3rd. The Mustangs will come back out onto the field after the timeout. We had an injury on a Cocoa player. He's up and walking off. Everything's good there. So the Merritt Island Mustangs now looking at 2nd down and 2. Well, maybe 3.
It's going to be a sweep over to Sederos, and he's going to pick up the 1st down.
Barely, but a great run around the outside.
Yeah. So interesting play call there after the little injury break. They give a sweep to Sederos. He's able to actually, yeah, they're going to give him the 1st down. Lineman did put it at 3rd down, but yeah, it's going to be a 1st down. So make it 1st down and 10 as the Mustangs go tempo right here. And at the bottom of your screen, you got one-on-one with Eli Mitchell. I'm expecting a shot. You got to take one or another. It's going to be a handoff. Chapel.
Looking for some room up to the right side. He's going to have a gain of about 4 yards on the play.
I'm waiting for the moment that they give Eli Mitchell a shot one-on-one at the bottom of your screen.
Sonnenberg with the stop. Well, that's not right. Sonnenberg plays for Merritt Island. Caden Taylor with the stop for the Tigers.
2nd down and 7. We're up under the 4-minute mark here left in the third quarter. Merritt Island taking their time.
Keep an eye on Elijah Mitchell.
They got him one-on-one in space, too. And there it is. They're giving him a shot.
There he goes, Elijah Mitchell. Flag. There it is.
Yep.
The Cocoa Tigers do not like this, and Nate Hooks is down there immediately.
Yeah, Cocoa fans don't like it at all, but Mitchell went up for that ball, and the defensive back didn't give him a chance at all to even make a play on it. That's pass interference all day long. And that's what you got with a guy like Eli Mitchell. He's fast. He can run routes, and
he can jump.
Yeah, he can. If you get him one-on-one, it's a chance that you want to take. It's not a 50-50 ball. It feels like a 60-40 or maybe even a 70-30 ball when you're throwing it his way.
Nate Hooks will not quit. He's going to get in trouble here in a minute. He's got 2 referees on the sidelines now.
Yeah, at this point, they're ready to penalize Coco's offense for talking. Offenses has chirped a little bit. Coaches have chirped a little bit. So there's a sideline cameraman right there. They asked him to step back. It looked like he was kind of in that play a little bit. But that's going to move. That's going to be an automatic first down for Merritt Island as Eli Mitchell once again has one-on-one. They're leaving Francis on an island.
Now he goes inside.
It's going to be Chapel out to the right side.
He's got room, and Chapel's going to scoot for about 8 yards.
Mitchell was wide open. He stepped one step out and then went across the middle. Had his defender beat by a couple of feet, but good run by Chapel.
That was a sideline warning.
Yeah, sideline warning given by the referees. Couple of guys chirping, coaches chirping with the referees. Didn't like that pass interference call, but you know, as a defensive back, you got to give the wide receiver a chance to even make a play on the ball. He didn't have any chance at all.
Yep.
2nd down and 3 here.
So here we go, 2nd and short for the Mustangs.
Verpale. It's going to be a play
Throw
action.
it. Over.
Oh, my goodness. Nearly had Cederos.
It was a good call. He was open just a little bit high for the pass.
They've been able to get Cederos in the slot all game, but that one just a little
flag on the
long.
play, laying at the 23-yard line.
It's going to be an ineligible man downfield again. You know, usually a lot of these offenses nowadays, they run the RPO, they run the run-pass option. And if you hand it off, then you don't have to worry about an illegal man downfield. But if you decide to pull it and throw, your offensive linemen, they're already headed downfield because they're expecting a run. Yeah. And when your offensive lineman gets 3, 4, 5 yards downfield, that's when you run into the ineligible man downfield because an offensive lineman has not registered with the referees as an eligible wide receiver. So now you back them up a little bit. 2nd and 8. Empty set for Verpale.
3 on this side. He's going to keep it.
He's going to keep it and run. Makes one man miss. He goes outside. Got a good block from Thomas. And he's going to slide.
And that'll be enough for a first down for the Merritt Island Mustangs. Kevin Verpale gets a 3rd first down on this drive for the Merritt Island Mustangs.
You know, Verpale doesn't really use his legs unless he needs to. But he's got some shake to him. He's got some wiggle to him. He can make a man or two miss, as you saw there. And big play right there to pick up that first down. Smart play also to slide inbounds. keep that clock running. Even though we're still in the third, we're ticking down to 2.5 minutes. Merritt Island has a comfortable lead, and they're moving into the red zone.
Take a shot here, Coach.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you can get Thomas in a one-on-one opportunity with a linebacker or even a safety, I mean, he's 6'3", 240.
And the snap.
There we go.
It's going to be a handoff outside.
There he goes. Oh, uh-oh.
Dragged down. That was number 18, Gabe Butler, on the carry. That's the first time we've called his name tonight.
That's going to be Junior Simons Jr.
8-yard gain, 7-yard gain for the Merritt Island Mustangs to be 2nd down and 3. Ball inside the 15-yard line of the Cocoa Tigers.
As we are under the 2-minute mark in the third quarter.
Verpale. It's another handoff.
And he's looking for some room.
Woo.
It looks like Butler
He didn't get it.
might have just got to the line. So they're going to call it.
Back to the line of scrimmage. They moved the marker about a foot. Be
Yeah.
3rd down and 3.
Third and 2.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and very short right here.
And the ball is going to be marked.
Mustangs real methodical as well on this drive again.
13 yards.
Trying to keep the clock rolling. Down to a minute left in this third quarter. If they can move the chains right here, they should be able to finish this quarter out with the ball. Option play.
Verpale's gonna
Verpale
keep
keeps
it.
He keeps it
1st down.
on the option, and he's going to have enough for a first down.
Yeah, that was a good decision right there by Verpale to keep it. You know, when you see that guy, he's standing right in between the running back and the quarterback. You have a choice. You can pitch it, let your running back try to bust it outside, or you fake that pitch and quarterback keeps it. He did that right there and did it well.
So to be 1st and goal for the Merritt Island Mustangs. Ball inside the 5-yard line. They want to get Chappell another touchdown.
Well, it was fumbled into the end zone. Not sure who came up with that.
And we're waiting on the call here.
Yep, it was Deshaun Thomas who comes out of that pile with the football in the end zone.
Fumbled into the end zone, then recovered.
So you credit Thomas with his 2nd touchdown of the game right there, as it was Gabe Butler who took the handoff. He would have had a touchdown himself, but he's unable to get in with the ball, fumbled it into the end zone, jumped on it, missed it, and sure enough, it was Deshaun Thomas who was able to come up with that football. So, touchdown on the board with 7 seconds left in this third quarter. Extra point is up and good, and we have a 35-12 ball game now. Merritt Island extending their lead to 23. As we head almost to the fourth quarter, Merritt Island will kick it off in just a moment. We'll take a break and be right back.
Varn County. This summer may be slowing down, but the savings are just heating up at Mike Erdman Toyota during the Toyota National Sales Event. Cool off your payments with a new Corolla just $199 a month, or drive home in a new Tacoma or Tundra with 0% financing. And don't miss the hottest Toyota SUV lineup, the all-new RAV4, here and in stock. Get to Mike Erdman Toyota today, located off I-95 and State Road 520 in Cocoa. Mike Erdman is Toyota every day.
One.
And welcome back to the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily. We're back here after the Merritt Island touchdown. Liam Miller lining up to kick it off. 7 seconds left here in the third quarter, about to enter into the fourth. It's been a Merritt Island type of game. Cocoa went up 12-7 early in this game, and it's been 28 unanswered from the Mustangs. It's just been Verpale and company. They have not been able to be stopped throwing the ball, running the ball, there's been a lot of success for the Mustangs offense. And, I feel like Coco's offense had some rhythm, and then it just has kind of fizzled out as they've been not able to connect like they did in that first quarter on some of these plays.
And Liam Miller again, Mr. Automatic, puts a ball into the end zone. They ought to give the kicker a point every time he does that, or 2 points every time he does that. Make a big difference. The kicking game has cost the Tigers 5 points. Missed field goal and 2 missed extra points. So not been well for the Tigers.
Down the seam.
Oh.
And I think that they're going to call a defensive hold right there, I believe. Intended receiver was a Norris Reed. I think they're going to get, that's number 1, William Boulette, who was in the coverage for Merritt Island. I think they're going to get him on a defensive hold.
We're going to have an illegal man downfield against Coco.
Nice call, Coach.
Yeah, I guess. No, I was right. Oh, wow, never mind. They called offensive. Okay, the referee called that wrong right there. He called offensive pass interference, but it was defensive pass interference and illegal man downfield. The penalty's offset, and that'll take us to the fourth quarter. Merritt Island, 28 unanswered in this one, leading 35-12 over the Cocoa Tigers as we enter the fourth quarter. Once again, thank you all for tuning in to the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily, and we'll be back for the start of the fourth quarter.
Don't miss the 41st Annual Space Coast State Fair, October 29th through November 15th at Space Coast Daily Park in Vieira. Enjoy 18 days of unlimited fun for the whole family. Admission is just $10 and includes incredible free shows, including Squawk the Bird Show, as seen on America's Got Talent, Michael Jackson Thriller Tribute Show, Family Circus, Hypnotist Show, Pro Wrestling, Karaoke, Angela's Petting Zoo, Haunted House, and 35 amazing rides. Don't miss Brevard's biggest family event, the Space Coast State Fair, October 29th through November 15th in Vieira.
And welcome back here from Dick Blake Stadium, Tiger Stadium, the Jungle, whatever you prefer. Orville Susong, Zach Clark, Zane Garcia. This is the season opener for the 2026 high school football season. Merritt Island's been dominant so far after Cocoa went up 12-7 early in this game. 28 unanswered for Merritt Island. Screen, Tank White makes one man miss and gets quite a bit after that catch.
Run out of bounds by Elaine Adams. So Adams having a nice defensive game tonight.
I believe that's going to give them a first down. If not, they're pretty close to it. Okay, maybe I saw different. The linesman has them marked at 2nd and 6. It looked like he was up towards the 30-yard line, but I guess I saw wrong. So 2nd and 6 as we kick off the fourth quarter here. And Cocoa, they've had some success passing the ball, especially to Tank White. But I think the sideline to sideline is not been as successful. Out of the backfield, Javion Scott. He's going to pick up a first down right about the 34-yard line. But back to the point I was making, Orville, the Merritt Island Mustangs, they got a fast defense. So when you're throwing it, east and west, and you're not going north and south with it, it's very, very difficult to make those big plays happen.
Yeah, and the offense for the Cocoa Tigers right now is very recognizable. You can see what they're going to throw. Same play here. Quarterback's going to have to run. He's going to throw it out of bounds. I don't know what you want to call that play, but I guess you call it an incomplete pass, so he gets the ball back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I don't know if he got rid of it or not, but Yeah, quarterback got smothered right there. Coy tackled out of bounds. And they say it was an incomplete pass. So 2nd and 10 for the Tigers. And I think right now, if you're Nate Hooks for your Cocoa team, you just want to see them sustain a drive, put some good offensive plays together. I mean, you never say never, but the game feels out of reach, especially with the Mustangs offense playing the way they've played. Javion Scott takes the outside run. He's pushed out of bounds. It's going to be about a gain of 5. But overall, you just want to see take some positives away from this game, and I think there's a couple ball players on that Cocoa offense that have made some big plays in this game, just not enough to sustain. And, Orville, you touched on it. I think it's huge, the depth that Merritt Island has. I mean, you look at the Merritt Island sideline compared to Cocoa sideline. Cocoa has probably 7 or 8 guys that can check in the ball game. Merritt Island's got like 25 guys that can check in the ball game. Quick pass out, Jamal Smith. Ooh. That's going to be a first down for Cocoa.
Jonas Walters and number 40 there for the Merritt Island Mustangs, Nathan Schaefer, able to get that. But the Cocoa Tigers get a first down on the play. That's their first down of this drive. Only their second series here in the second half.
Coy takes a snap, looks outside, and nearly picked off. That's the 3rd time that we've called Brandon Pouncey's name around the football. That one he dove for it. It was just out of reach, tipped it, but my oh my, Brandon Pouncey has been all over these Cocoa wide receivers tonight.
He's reading the offense very well. He gets a jump on the quarterback. He's watching the quarterback's eyes, and that's where he goes. He's been very successful tonight, knocking down 3 good passes thrown by the Cocoa quarterback.
Call it 2nd and 10. Coy.
Uh-oh.
The snap did not end up the way they needed it to. Coy's able to make something out of nothing.
Picked up 7 yards on the play. Holy cat.
Yeah, I don't know what happened right there. I think the center did not have a clue what the call was. Quarterback trying to make adjustments at the line, and the ball just goes right past him. So
great job by the quarterback to pick it up, keep it, and make a positive play. 3rd down and long. We'll call it 5 for the Cocoa Tigers.
Coy steps back. It's going to be a little throw over to Scott. It was behind him, and he was unable to bring that one in.
Abel Strickland there for the Merritt Island Mustangs, but it falls incomplete, and it's going to be 4th down and 5. Got to go for it, Coach. You're behind.
You do. 10 minutes left in this ball game. You're down 3 scores. It's going to be difficult to come back in this game, but like I said, you just want to take some positives from this game. I mean, if you don't come out victorious, what can you go to the locker room with and say, hey, these are the things that we did do well? Obviously, there's things that both sides can work on, but Merritt Island's offense has been humming all night long, and I think the run, the pass has been exceptional on both sides. So, you look at Merritt Island, going forward, they've got some good games. I believe Merritt Island Melbourne's coming up. That should be a pretty good one. Merritt Island O'Galley is the one that everyone's going to be talking about this season, especially. But yeah, overall, this Merritt Island team has a lot of talent.
The Merritt Island Mustangs will go to Melbourne next week, and then they have a non-county game with Ponte Verde, and then there'll be an astronaut on the 11th. Bishop Kinney, another out-of-state or out-of-county. Bishop Kinney from Jacksonville, and then they'll have the rest in county: Titusville, O'Galley, Palm Bay, Rockledge. And it shows Vieira as the last game this year for the Merritt Island Mustangs. They'll have the Rockledge Raiders on the 23rd.
Coy throws it over. Scott makes one guy miss. And that's going to be a first down on fourth down. Good move there by Scott, as he initially didn't catch that at the first down marker, able to make a nice cut inside, get out for about a gain of 15
yards after the catch.
Yep. So Cocoa putting together a nice little drive right here. They're now down to the Mustangs 32. 9:57 left in this ball game. Cocoa still has some time to put together some drives if they can, to put some points on the board here. It's going to be a reverse. Smith had nowhere to go right there, wrapped up by Deshaun Thomas.
We got a Cocoa Tiger down, and we've got a Merritt Island Mustang down.
Yeah.
You know, you said here it's getting late here, but you see it looks like fog coming in over the stadium, but it's actually, I believe, it's smoke. So as you can look over to the parking lot close to the school, you can see the smoke is coming in from the back side here. So I don't know what's on fire, but it's sending the smoke this way. But we do have a problem on the field. Looks like a cramp, and that's good for the Cocoa Tigers. Looks like a cramp for him. I can't see. Both of them wear number 1, so they're at, both of them down. But good defensive play that time by the Merritt Island Mustangs. Cocoa Tigers is going to be looking at 2nd down and 10. So while we have a timeout on the field, let's thank a couple of our sponsors. Sean Ferguson Realtor, Century 21. Space Coast Tire Company, now located on 520 in Cocoa. RFM Academy with locations in Melbourne and in Cocoa. Allstate Insurance, Jennifer DeCandio and Associates. Slugabug Pest Control and Lawn Service of Melbourne. Renegade Underground Utilities in Cocoa. Goodson Paving in Cocoa. State Farm Insurance, and there are 3 of their agents, Brian West in Melbourne, Alan Wester in Rockledge, Eric Ponce in Melbourne. Al's Trophy Shop, and there are 2 locations, one in Melbourne, the other on US 1 in North Cocoa. Florida Master Temp, air conditioning and refrigeration, Beef O'Brady's, located at State Road 524 in Cocoa. Craig Technologies, and as always, our title sponsor, Erdman Automotive. If you have an opportunity to see one of those sponsors, we appreciate you doing that. They've taken good care of the Friday Night Locker Room and Space Coast Daily for quite a few years.
Coy steps back, throws outside. Nothing doing right there. The intended receiver was number 17, Davin Reynolds. And that makes it 3rd and 10.
He had Javon Scott wide open. A little bit wider on the sidelines. He just, near side, he just didn't see him. Went to the second stream and the second seam receiver, and he was covered, plus the throw was wide, and it's going to be incomplete pass. Holy cow, it's 11 o'clock. I have to go home. I'm going to be on restriction.
Late one here because of the weather delay.
We get paid overtime there, Captain?
3rd down and 10. Coy takes a snap. He's going to roll out.
Uh-oh.
Not much doing. It looks like he's going to find Javion Scott. Scott makes another man miss. Scott burst into the middle, and he's going to have a first down, but there's a flag on the play. Interested to see what that flag's going to be. Coy keeping that play alive, Orville.
Yep.
Found Scott, and Scott was able to make something out of nothing.
I don't think it should be an illegal man downfield because he actually threw it behind the line of scrimmage. But, you know, you look at this and you watch this quarterback for the Cocoa Tigers. Some quarterbacks get happy feet, and the other quarterbacks have good feet and take their time and use them well. that's what this quarterback does. He's very, very athletic, and it's going to be against the Cocoa Tigers, the flag. But the Cocoa quarterback, very athletic, and he knows where he wants to go once he starts running. They're going to wave that flag off. So why do they wave it off and they still move the? So a nice play by the quarterback and a nice run after the catch.
Yeah, I think Coco's got a guy. I mean, kid's just a sophomore. I mean, he's got plenty of time to grow, but I think you got a player in Caden Claflin-Coy who is a dynamic quarterback. I mean, give him another year and get him comfortable within this system. And you got to get some more bodies out there. Coco's team just doesn't have a lot of depth. They need some more bodies out there, being able to rotate guys, keep guys in, and keep guys healthy as well. So Coy outside.
Nobody home.
And the pass was intended for Smith.
Yeah, I think that he was expecting that was
Down and out.
That was Jamal Smith. He expected him to go out, and Smith went in. So incomplete pass there, make it 2nd and 10.
Well, the Cocoa Tigers, first 2 times they had the ball in the first quarter, they scored. From that point, they have done nothing on the scoreboard at all. The only opportunity they had was a missed field goal right before the half. So the Merritt Island I don't know if you could say the Merritt Island Mustangs defense shut the Cocoa Tigers down, or they just have a lot of miscommunications on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I just think that the defense settled in. Cocoa just wasn't able to get back to what was working, and Merritt Island, to their credit, their defense has played really well.
And the quarterback throws it away.
And the guy on the sidelines catches it with one hand. Nate Hooks will be signing him up Monday. You got another year of eligibility, kid. Let's go.
Claflin-Coy was upset there, and I understand why he's upset. He had not even 2 seconds to throw that ball before they were all over him. I believe that was Nathan Schaefer who was in the backfield chasing him down. And
they ran a blitz on the far side, and nobody touched him as he came through. And when the Cocoa quarterback looked up, the Merritt Island Mustang was right in his face.
Yeah, I got to give your guys some time to throw, especially with these little bit longer routes. So 3rd and 10, Coy. He goes deep side with it, and that's picked off. Eli Mitchell. I was waiting for him to have a big-time play, and there it is. He's gone. 20, 15, 10. And it is a pick 6 for about 85 yards. If it wasn't an offensive touchdown, it was a defensive touchdown. I was waiting for Eli Mitchell to make a play, and there it is. Eli Mitchell with the interception goes 85 yards for a touchdown. Make it 41-12 with 8:02 left in this 4th quarter. Extra point coming in just a moment, but Eli Mitchell sat on that play.
The air is out of the balloon here at Cocoa High.
Yeah, I mean, you had a little bit of momentum in that first quarter, but just nothing able to sustain that drive right there. The fans stayed to see, hey, can we put a touchdown together? If they would have got that too, you would have been talking about 35-20 with 8 minutes left. It's still a difficult comeback, but, you know, crazier things have happened. Fans are starting to hit the gates now as it's gone on to a now 4-touchdown lead. And really for Cocoa, just not able to sustain anything. They've had some moments where they've had really good plays. Javion Scott has been able to move the ball. Tank White has made some plays. Even the quarterback, Caden Claflin-Coy, you can't put all the blame onto him for some of these throws. He's trying to make a play, but you know, right there, he threw it into double coverage. I saw it when it left his hand that it was either intercepted or it was bat down because he threw that into double, maybe even triple coverage.
And Eli Mitchell saw it too. You saw him come up as the ball was in the air going. You saw him coming through, And when he caught it, he was all the way down the sidelines.
Yeah, Eli Mitchell caught that in stride as if he was on offense.
Well, they must have had a flag on the play. They're going to back the point after up.
Yeah, I think it was for a celebration. So they're moving it back, but you know, do you
Looks like we're going to have a sideline warning against the Mustangs.
wait a minute. I don't know if they're putting the offense on the field or not. But I was going to say, Orville, I mean, if they were backed up where they're at, I think Liam Miller would be looking forward to actually taking that extra point.
Yeah. Well, he's coming out. I'm not sure what they're doing.
I don't know either. I was thinking that the touchdown.
Here comes Elam Miller now.
Yep.
He's the one in the pink shoes. He's easy to see.
Yeah, this is a field goal that he would want to. I mean, now they're at the 20-yard line. He's kicking it from the 25, so, you know, you call that about a 38-yard field goal.
All right, here we go. And the snap.
Miller.
Whoa, wide left. No
And
good.
left is going to be no good. With 8:02 remaining in this ball game.
So had the distance just a little bit left. Make it 41-12 is the score currently. 8:02 left in this ball game. And for Merritt Island, you got to say, hey, we probably didn't play our best first quarter, but the other 3 quarters is about as good as we could have played it. And they've shown tonight that they are going to be a tough team to beat going forward. And, I mean, next week, if not sure what the Melbourne Heritage game looked like, but if Melbourne is legit and these Mustangs are legit, that should be a dandy next week.
Yeah, it should be a great one there. You take a look at the State Farm Insurance scoreboard, 8:02 to go in the ball game. The Merritt Island Mustangs up 41-12, and they're getting Liam Miller, the kicker, getting ready to kick it off. His goal, put it into the end zone every time he does a kickoff so far tonight. He's, 5 for 5. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, he's been able to boot it deep and keep it out of the hands of these Cocoa returners.
Number 14 for the Mustangs gets set to kick it off here.
It is number 4, Francis and Whaley back deep. It's over the head of Whaley, so it'll be another touchback. That's touchback number 5 or 6 tonight for Miller. So taking it out at the 20 with 8:02 left in this ball game. Once again, thank you all for tuning in tonight on the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily. Orville Suson, Zach Clark, Zane Garcia from Dick Blake Stadium. We had an hour and 30-minute weather delay. That's why we're still playing football past 11 o'clock. Orville, I think it's way past your bedtime now,
It's been past my bedtime for about an hour and a half. I'll probably have to take a nap when we're done and then get up and go home.
So late one here. Still 8 minutes of football left. And
8 minutes means 14 minutes in high school football. So we'll be here a while. But, you know, the Merritt Island Mustangs defense has just taken the game away from the Cocoa Tigers. There's not much, you know, and the biggest thing is the offensive line blocking for the quarterback. He hasn't had, in the first drive, he had an opportunity to stay in the pocket a little bit, and he threw a lot of slants, and they did very well. They moved the ball methodically down the field. Ever since those first 2 times they had the ball from this point on, the quarterback has been running for his life.
Yep. Yeah. Coy takes a snap.
And the snap.
Keeper.
It's going to be a read option kept by Coy.
And that's going to be the quarterback.
And he's going to pick up about 3.5, 4.
Coy off to the right side.
And, you know, this is the moment what personally I'm putting my backups in if I'm Coco. I know you want to still go out there and give your best effort. But I think week one, you got to look at the season as a whole. You just ran your starting quarterback.
Yeah.
I personally, I'm putting in my backups right now. I'm saying, hey, let's get these backups some reps, get them ready just in case. I want to keep my starters healthy, especially because you don't have that much depth.
And the snap.
So Coy rolls out, and he's going to be sacked
Look
by
out.
a swarm of Mustangs.
But he's mad.
Yeah, Coy showing a lot of emotion right there. Not very happy at all. Wide receivers kind of just gave up on him right there. I mean, the receivers ran their routes, but when your quarterback's in trouble,
Yeah.
you're taught to run back towards your quarterback.
Yeah, you got to come back and try to help him. And like I said, after the first 2 drives they had in the first quarter, he's done nothing but dodge people the whole ball game.
Yeah, not much to do there for Coy. He's sacked. So Scott takes the handoff, and he's tripped up as well. So that was 3rd down. So it's going to be 4th down now and about 8. We're going to have a water break timeout. So with 6:22 here left in this one, it is 41-12, Merritt Island leading convincingly, and we'll be back in just a moment. And welcome back. 4th down, they're going to go for it. Coy rolls right, throws it deep, and that was Jaden Mall who was nearly caught that, but he was smothered by 2 Merritt Island defenders, and that'll be incomplete and a turnover on downs. So Merritt Island will take over on offense at about the 25-yard line. And this is the moment I expect that Merritt Island's going to put in their backups, but they still have that bad taste in their mouth from last year, so who knows? They might want to run this one up, Orville.
Yeah, and this comes at the 5:59 mark. Merritt Island ball. Merritt Island in great field position here as we take a look. They're on the sidelines talking it over. But as we take a look at the State Farm Insurance scoreboard, 5:59 to go in the ball game. It seems like forever. And the score, the Merritt Island Mustangs 41, the Cocoa Tigers 12. They do have some little guys in there now. The running back looks like look how little that guy is.
It is still Verpale at quarterback, but they do have some backups at wide receiver out there.
They're going to give him the ball. Nope, Verpale's going to throw it.
Throws it deep, and it's nearly intercepted. That was Anthony Whaley who nearly came down with the interception. Throw was intended for Keith Hamilton. Dangerous throw, but as I mentioned, Orville, they have that bad taste in their mouth from last year.
Yep.
They're going to run it up.
Nice defense by the Cocoa Tigers that time. 1-on-1 into the end zone. The Cocoa Tiger defender played it well. 2nd down and 10 for the Mustangs. Can you see the number of the running back?
That's number 18. We called his name earlier. That's Gabe Butler. Verpale throws it to the end zone. And it was intended for Eli Mitchell. He had the one-on-one against Francis again.
See, they're trying to put it into the end zone. Look at the middle. There's 10 yards right there that there's not a football player in.
Yeah.
If they cut it across them one step to the outside and cross, they'll score a touchdown. There's nobody in the middle guarding these guys after the initial defensive line.
Well, Verpail, I mean, simply he shouldn't have thrown that ball, period. He was rolling right and threw it back across his body left. 3rd and 10 now. And I think you do something in the middle. You don't want to just try to throw it to the end zone every single time, but who knows? Play action.
Look out.
And they're going to the end zone again, and it's incomplete. He had number 12. Who is that? He had Connor front wide open. There is a flag on the play, so we'll see what the call is there.
Probably holding in the middle.
Nope, illegal man, I
Oh,
think.
there
again.
he is.
Yep. Illegal man downfield once again for Merritt Island. And, I don't know if that was a message from Coach Murray to throw it to the end zone 3 downs in a row, but that's exactly what they did.
Well, Liam Miller's going to get his opportunity to make up for the mishap he had just a few minutes ago. He's going to get to try another field goal. This is going to be, 30?
They're at the
25, 35-yard field goal?
Yeah, they're at the 24-yard line, so yeah, that'll be a they're gonna move it back. So never mind, it's gonna be 3rd down instead of 4th down.
What happened?
I guess Coco did accept the penalty.
Oh, I thought they said decline it.
I thought they did too, but I guess they accepted it.
They forgot to tell everybody.
So that'll be 3rd and 15 from about the 29-yarder. Or 29-yard, yeah, about the 29-yard line. And Verpail has the empty set. It's tripped at the bottom of your screen. You got Deshaun Thomas in the slot.
Murray wants a touchdown right here bad.
He does.
Coco showing blitz. Here they all come.
Throwing over the middle. Thomas.
Intercepted.
He got it. He caught it.
Oh, he did catch it.
Yep, he did. And it's a first down.
Holy mackerel.
And Verpail threw that off of his back foot. There is a flag on the play. I think it's going to be, wow, hold.
They'll bring that back.
I thought that was roughing the passer. They hit Verpail a little late on that. I was surprised that they didn't call that as roughing the passer, but holding's going to move him back even farther, make it 3rd and 25 now. I don't know what you dropped for 3rd and 25, Orville, but they're going to go to the end zone. That's what we know.
Yeah.
Verpail literally threw that off of his back foot. It floated. It felt like forever. But Thomas, his main guy, came up with it. And we'll see what they do here. Are they going to come after him again? I assume so. Lineman has the down as 4th down, but it's still 3rd down, 3rd and 25. Verpail.
Quickly his slant.
Slip
Got
screen, yep. Yeah, that's Connor front.
Joseph Watkins making the initial stop for the Cocoa Tigers. Clock is ticking. Out will come Liam Miller, the kicker for the Merritt Island Mustangs.
Yeah, Miller's coming out.
Here's where you fake the field goal and throw the pass.
I mean, this is a deep one. This is over.
Ouch.
This is over a 50-yarder right here. That boot is.
It's good if it goes.
Wow,
It's
he
good.
made it. Liam Miller knocks down a 52-yard field goal. And the sideline's going to erupt after that one. What a leg from Miller as he knocks it in with 4:09 left in this ball game. 44-12 the score now. Liam Miller had just enough as he knocks it in from 52.
You think the Merritt Island Mustangs are trying to send a message?
Oh, yeah. I mean, No doubt about it. If they get the ball again, they're going to try to put more points on the board. There was a lot of speculation about this week's game. I think a lot of people said, hey, you know, Cocoa had their backups in last game against Melbourne, and, you know, they didn't really care too much about the game. And, you know, Merritt Island, they also lost. So I think that there was a lot of speculation that, oh, you know, Cocoa, they're playing on their home field. Merritt Island's in trouble. You know, I didn't have any predictions about this game. I can't come out and say, oh, I thought Merritt Island was going to win or Cocoa was going to win. But I will say, from what we saw a week ago, I felt more confident with Merritt Island coming into this football game. And I just say that for the simple fact that you got a quarterback in Verpale and an experienced offensive line and then a defense that is flying around as well. So you look at Cocoa, they're a rebuild team. I think a lot of people don't realize, but they lost their first, second, and third string quarterback from a season ago. Champ Smith is off to a new school. Silberzon's off to a new school. Trenton Washington's off to a new school. So this is a rebuild year that Nate Hooks is having to take in. The expectation at Cocoa for the past, 2 decades, Orville, has been a state championship or bust. But I don't think you can kind of give Nate Hooks, that much flack for taking over a brand new team.
No, but this is not the first time that the Cocoa Tigers have lost the first 2 games of the season. If you take into the fact of the preseason classic, they've done this before over the years and ended up winning a state championship.
Yeah.
So the important thing here for the Cocoa Tigers is to win the games that you have to win.
Yep.
You can lose 3 or 4 games during the year, but if you win the district games you're supposed to win, and then you go on a good roll, you end up you're right back to a state championship.
Absolutely.
Nate Hooks has got, like you said, he had a lot of kids transfer. He had some great talent that graduated, and then he comes in and he's got his work cut out. There's no question.
Yeah.
But the coach doesn't play the game. The coach tells you what to do, and you have to execute it.
Yeah, absolutely. So it looks like we're going to have a pre-snap penalty right there. We'll have to redo it. 4:06 left in this ball game. 44-12, Merritt Island leading.
You know, Zane, I've been looking at some of the people posting stuff on our broadcast here. A lot of people wanting to know when was the last time that the Merritt Island Mustangs actually beat the Cocoa Tigers. I can give you a little update here thanks to Zach Clark. October 10th, 2008, Merritt Island beat Cocoa 15-14. And the significance of that game, it marked the last time Cocoa lost to any, and let me repeat that, lost to any high school football team from Brevard County. So, I mean, that's saying something right there about the Cocoa Tigers and what they've built over these years, starting with John Wilkinson took over a very good Cocoa team, and we're going to have a pass thrown, incomplete pass for the Cocoa Tigers. But it's just like all the time, you do well over and over and over. And then when you don't do well, everybody wants to get on the bandwagon to beat your drum down.
Yeah.
And that high school football, you don't know from one day to the next who's going to be on your roster.
Right.
And now, since the Brevard County School Board lets these guys go anywhere they want to go, it's a struggle. Like you said, Silverzon and his bunch went to O'Galley. The best running back on the Merritt Island team last year was a Cocoa Tiger.
Right.
The best defensive guy last year for the Rockledge Raiders is now a Merritt Island Mustang.
Yeah.
So it's tough.
Yeah, it is, and Cocoa, they really have had a standard that has been built after year, and I know 2023, 2024, 2022, they won those back-to-back state championships. So that's what people expect to see, but the product on the field is not always going to be a state championship every single season. And you look at some teams around the county who are starting to catch up to Cocoa, the O'Galley, the Merritt Island, now the Melbourne. it was just Coco and everybody else for a lot of years.
Well, why is O'Galley catching up? They had a great year last year, and then they had 3 of the Cocoa Tigers' best players go to O'Galley.
You know, I think O'Galley's their program's been built over a while. Actually, I'll tell you a little story. My first season, or excuse me, Chris Sand's first season with O'Galley was my senior year at O'Galley, and just over the past couple of years, being able to build a program that players want to come play for him. You know, he's got a good staff around him, and really it doesn't take, you know, 1 or 2 or 3 players to build a program. It takes, you know, 10, 15, 20 guys that come in and make a change. And it really started some guys that laid the foundation. Jared Baker was a senior when I was there, ended up playing at UCF. He laid a foundation there. Vincent Jackson was an outstanding player there. Just some of those guys, you know, back from 2019, 2020, 2021 timeline have built that program to what it is now. And, I mean, honestly, over the past 4 years, we've seen Xavier Larice be, I mean, arguably one of the best players in Brevard County history. I think when you look at what he did for O'Galley and what he's done in his career, I think people are going to talk about Larice as being one of the greats that has come through Brevard County. But overall, you look at Merritt Island. Merritt Island has started to catch up with the rest of the county as well. I mean, they're always a tough out. Don't get me wrong. Merritt Island's always been a tough out. They're always normally, you know, a 6 to 7 win team. They make the playoffs year in and year out. But it seems like now, especially with the team that they have this year, and talking to Coach Murray, he said this is a team that kind of feels like the 2021 team that went to the state championship. And, you know, don't be surprised if Merritt Island is making a run like that this season.
Well, you know, Kevin Verpale, the quarterback for the Merritt Island Mustangs, a homegrown boy, Merritt Island.
Yep.
And you put a couple good running backs with him from other places, and they're going to be a very dominant football team. I still think what's hurt Coco tonight, and we're just talking about tonight, is the offensive line not protecting the quarterback.
Right.
He's had to get happy feet, and you saw his frustrations. Excuse me. You saw his frustrations a few minutes ago after they sacked him 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage because, number one, nobody was open, and number two, they had no time to find him. So the Merritt Island Mustangs take over the ball after fourth and out for the Cocoa Tigers. First play from the line of scrimmage for the Mustangs. They're just going to 2 minutes left to go here. They sent one man to the end zone, but they made no throw.
Yeah, I think they're just going to mainly run the clock out. They have the backups in right now for the Mustangs. This is a really program-building win for them. As you know, you mentioned Orville, they haven't beat Coco in 18 years. And next week is going to be the battle of 2 teams that have just beat Coco. So it's going to be Melbourne and Merritt Island, which, you know, everybody wants to have their own speculation of what the ranking should be and this and that, but both of those teams are going to be jockeying for one of the top spots, especially, you know, in the county right now. O'Galley still has some things to figure out, so Merritt Island looks really good tonight. Melbourne, don't know the result of their game, but I'm certain that they've, you know, played a well-fought game over there at Heritage. Titusville, they looked really good against Cardinal Gibbons, you know, in the preseason classic. Don't know what they did tonight, but overall, there's some teams that are going to be ready. And that's
there you go.
A scoop and score for Kyrie Brooks to give the last couple of Coco fans here something to cheer about, as there's 50 seconds left in this ball game. That'll make it 44-18. So, quarterback that checked into the game, that is Javion George is what I have, number 16. I don't know if there's another 16, or I don't know if that was him or not, but yeah, just not able to handle that ball right there. Kyrie Brooks picks it up and scores. So big time play, able to put a touchdown on the board for Cocoa. And, you know, probably try the extra point here. I was going to say, there's a couple of them that did not work out tonight, so you really want to practice that as well. But with 46 seconds left in this ball game, it is 44-18. Tigers able to get a scoop and score touchdown right there. But yeah, going forward for both teams, like you say, it matters about district. And with this new district, especially that Merritt Island has, you got O'Galley, you got Titusville, you got Palm Bay, you got Rockledge, you got Astronaut. It's a big district. There's 6 teams in that district, and you know, Titusville's not going to be a tough out either. So you got Titusville that's going to fight real hard. You got O'Galley that's going to be a tough out. You know, I don't know what Rockledge did tonight against Vieira, but they've got a hard-fought team. You know, John Holmes is still trying to build something over there, but they're going to be a tough out. They're going to compete. So really all across the county, you see talent. You see a lot of competition for sure.
Kevin, excuse me, Christopher Pale watching the ball game now. I got a frog in my throat.
And the extra point is good.
Okay.
So Keelan Gonzalez able to put that one through, and that'll make it 44-19. Cocoa will kick off. I don't know if we see any surprises here, a little pooch kick or onside kick to, you know, try to get the ball back one more time, but
I want to remind everybody we'll be down on the field right after the game for the presentation of the Friday Night Locker Room Space Coast Daily plaque, generously made every week from Al's Trophy Shop. So the Merritt Island Mustangs are going to leave Cocoa victorious 44-19 so far. You have 46 seconds left to go. You might see a pooch kick here, Zane, just
you never know.
For giggles.
Yeah, you never know. I wouldn't be surprised to see it, but you never know. I think both these sides are ready for this one, and I think people want to go to bed.
I want to go home.
Cocoa fans starting to pack it up, same side. Same thing as the Merritt Island side, starting to pack it up as well. But overall, I mean, great competition between these two squads. You can feel that this is another rivalry brewing. Obviously, Cocoa came out victorious a season ago. Merritt Island's going to win this one tonight. I mean, they continue playing the season opener. It's going to turn into a really tight game year in and year out.
Absolutely.
Back to the drawing board for Cocoa. Nate Hooks and staff have a lot to work on, things to focus on. Both sides accidentally lined up on the wrong side.
I lost my Friday Night Locker Room Player of the Game plaque.
I believe it was in that blue bag.
Well, it's not anymore. There's one in that big, there you go. 46 seconds left as the smoke starts entering the stadium again. You see it? Okay. So here we go. The Friday Night Locker Room Player of the Game, year 25. There's got to be a 26 there somewhere.
Cocoa lining up to kick it off.
All right, as Cocoa sets to kick it off here.
I don't know what the holdup is right now for the Tigers. They finally line it up. Merritt Island playing their safeness, and yeah, it is going to be an onside kick. It is downed by the Mustangs, able to gain control of it with 41 seconds left. Expect maybe a couple plays ran or just a knee or so. Not sure exactly how they want to end this one, but.
So Zane, you and I are going to walk down, or we're going to hustle down to the field, and we're going to present our plaque to the Friday Night Locker Room Player of the Game. What do you think? Who do you think? Don't tell anybody.
I really, there's a couple of guys on my mind, but I'm not exactly sure who deserves it tonight. But there's a couple of guys that have definitely put together a solid performance.
And the Mustang offense is out.
So they'll take a knee here twice, and the game will be over.
Lined up in victory formation is Verpail.
And quarterback takes a knee.
Don't do it.
That ought to do it, ladies and gentlemen.
So there you have it. The Merritt Island Mustangs come to Cocoa to open up the 2026-27 high school football season. It will be a nice ride back to Merritt Island for the Mustangs as they defeat the Cocoa Tigers 44-19 on opening night of varsity football.
Once again, thank you all for tuning in to the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily. Orville Susong, Zach Clark, and Zane Garcia saying good night from Tiger Stadium here